ultra professional. Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a...
Like my coffee, extra mad and bitter. And then they're loyal like juice, so yeah, the man's a quitter. He's strapped face up behind the platinum grill. I style faceless, just pick these mic skills. And in the street killer, I will not be denied. That I'm mic'd up, I raise my head with pride. A force of nature cruising the whip, doing walk-bys on your boulevard. Face my verbal clip. In this land of live streams, baby, I'm on the road. Got my feet on the media, scraping them up my souls. It's that umbrella guy facing the accusers. Cleated outside 14s, crushing all those losers. It's that umbrella guy, they said we couldn't make it. Never ask permission, just sense our goal and take it. The media buzzwords, they will never save you. Listen and believe it's meant to enslave you. Challenging the hypocrites, and baby, I'm on fire. They flash titles like they're royalty, but it's true that I'm a journalist. Scribble nursey rhymes, one in this grill in the basket, with a tisket and a tasket, and their morals in a casket. No morals in a casket. They're always pushing make believe and weaving straw to gold, but I'm sick of all the fairy tales and buying what I'm sold. Strolling into the backyard, taking truth on tour, baby, there is sickness, and that umbrella guy's got the cure. Look, it's that umbrella guy knocking at the door. No more ministry of truth than the plot of 1984. They're dumping all my verbal clips. The case is filled with knowledge. They're on the mic like kindergarten, and I'm taking them to college. Why the mask, baby? Cause this has to be a crime. I'm taking the mic and boom, they're in the chalk outline. I used to throw elbows, but now I'm dropping nukes. You wrote another hit piece, isn't that cute? And the worst part, they'll never learn. Did the fourth estate start channeling crash and burn? They pretend that we need to get their permission. That umbrella guy crushing their ambitions. You're not my competition. It's that umbrella. It's that umbrella guy steamrolling them out for fun. Mic check, mic wreck, paging this army of one. There's no hesitation, no doubt, not even a scintilla. The Tokyo baby and me, I'm Godzilla. Crushing them like Godzilla, like Godzilla.
Man, crushing them like Godzilla. Man, I feel like that's been what's happening in the last few days. Oh, Megalodonus foe. It has been a day.
It's been a week. It's been, my brain is spinning. My head is just like spinning. Tonight's going to be wild. And I just want to point out, that we have, and we appreciate you being here so much, all of you here in the chat, the audience who's stuck with us for this long. I know that it's been a long haul. But I want to point out that we have made certain predictions. We've made certain, we've given you certain evidence and statements and said that you're going to FAFO at some point. And I would just like to add that we've been proven right time and time again from the very beginning of this case, when Judge Grudge was out of control, and we said, this man is a bad judge. He's biased. He's out of control. He should be removed. And then he was removed by the appellate court. From that moment on, we have not been off on anything. And yet we've got we've got people constantly calling us liars. And in fact, just a couple nights ago, one of the XXLs was screaming and ranting and raving that this was never going to happen. It was never. Jeremy is lying. She will not be added to any lawsuit, and Bruce will not be added to any lawsuit. Well,
yeah, I noticed something, Megan. Like, there was this document that popped up. You see this? It's weird. I mean, you see this part right here? I think something's changed. I mean, you notice here's certain parties that were there. Well, we have, again, LMNOP. Yes, you said.
LMNOP. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John Cook, right? I mean, that's normal. But then when you scroll down, it's like, wow, wait a minute.
What's that?
It's magic. Presto manifesto. You're in a document now. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, Brucey.
Okay. Look at that baby. What is he doing in this federal lawsuit he said he would never be a part of?
Yeah, we kept telling these folks. It was like, you're overstepping. Like, really big time. I realized they like to threaten. Like, we weren't threatening anybody. I'm not going to bring any litigation. This isn't mine. I'm covering it. I'm just, I feel like you and I were giving very friendly information out, saying maybe you shouldn't say or do some of the things that you've been doing. Maybe, if you want to make fun of someone, give your opinion, that's okay. But yeah, maybe not put together a conspiracy. Maybe not make statements of fact that go after and try to ruin somebody.
I feel like all I do is give good advice. That's all I do is I care about everyone, including these idiots who want to sue me all the time, including David. I mean, I've done it for David Gingras and Laura Owens too. I've been giving them nothing but good advice. Do they listen? No, it's like a curse of mine. No one ever listens to me. I give great advice. And no one listens. I tell these lawyers, I've never seen lawyers behave like this. Maybe you shouldn't talk out of school. Maybe you should stop talking about active litigation. Maybe you should do all your arguing in a courtroom, like good lawyers. I gave that advice to Bruce. I gave that advice to Gingras. Neither one of them took it. And now one of them is facing a bar complaint from a judge. And the other one has just been added to the federal case that he was supposed to be defending. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. Randy Shockett has filed a motion to add him to the case with Lisa, whose name happens to be Weeks. Add her from the XXL podcast or whatever. And the judge does have to grant the motion. So there's a chance that maybe the judge won't.
There's a lot saying, wow. I mean, this is very well spelled. It's not just like, hey, judge, by the way, why don't you totally do this? Because no reason. No, there's a lot of reasons in here. A lot of them.
I know there are. Can you make it bigger? The chat is asking for.
Yeah. When we get to the reading too, I'll address. Okay. But I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, I just set it there. You can see that. I'll blow it up a little bit more too. There.
There we go.
That should be a good size. Actually, for the sake of it, since it's parked right there, let's just roll it up so you can really read that. But yes, we're definitely going to read this stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how tragic. How tragic.
I just saw somebody in the chat bring up something from earlier today, which is funny. I want to mention it. So Legal Vices, one of our favorite people. Legal Vices was live this morning and during his regular streaming time. And he has a new trial that he's covering. It's not a current trial. It's an older trial. And he does that sometimes where he'll replay older trials, and
that's fun stuff.
Yeah. And he has a rule though on his channel. And the rule is no spoilers. So if you've seen this trial before, you don't put spoilers in the chat because some people may not have, and we want to watch it as if it's live, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows this rule. Everybody. Well, guess who showed up in his chat today? Could you guess?
Maybe a certain lawyer I'm thinking of.
Bruce showed up in Legal Vice's chat and spoiled it for people. Literally spoiled it. The very first thing he posts is a spoiler about the case, and he got timed out immediately.
What an idiot.
This guy does not play well with others. Sandbox issues all over the place. This one.
Well, it's amazing when you take those sandbox issues, though. You start, again, building, as we've stated many times, the what the hell's a media ecosystem. That kind of stuff gets you in trouble, you know. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff, but the way this is played out, this has been an interesting thing too, because the way Bruce played this, we got to see him start making contact behind the scenes. We got to see the anger and resentment build. We saw him attach himself to this case, run his mouth. He was telling us everything live, like what he was going to do and all this other shit. And yeah, we've seen it play out all the way to here. You never get to see that. Never. I mean, I've never seen it play like this anyway.
Ever.
But usually you never get a glance, you know. Man, even bad lawyers.
I've never seen, I mean, David Gingras is close, but even Gingras isn't. And it's funny that Bruce says that comparing him to David Gingras is defamation, which is hilarious to me. That's his definition of defamation.
Yeah. That's his line.
I think it's the opposite. I think if I said that David Gingras was every bit as bad as Bruce, that would be defamatory because it's not true. I mean, Gingras is bad. Don't get me wrong. He's a bad lawyer also, but he's at least smart enough to not have done this kind of crap.
Yeah, he's his own flavor of bad. He was awful until.
Well, Gingras is interesting. He loves to threaten lawsuits just like Bruce does. But in his case, his bark is much bigger than his bite. And in Bruce's case, he already has he threatens and then he files. He threatened Larry and then he filed against Larry, even though it was a horseshit case. And I have a feeling he's not done. I think that he's going to go mad with rage.
Oh, yeah. I do too, you know, and that really screws him because he's already filed vexatious litigation. What happens with that? You start just piling on lawsuits. You open yourself up for a mother of a counterclaim, you know, because a judge will get tired of that nonsense. And you talk about ruling against somebody. If you're going out and repeatedly harassing people because they're doing their job, no.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this stuff. Bruce, the resident of Massachusetts, licensed to practice law in that state, and a frequent participator on many social media platforms, including giving interviews freely. That is indeed true. Oh, man. And requesting to be interviewed to a great many channels of YouTube as a media figure. Yes, indeed. Yeah. You know, that is indeed true as well.
That reminds me also that he cannot then make the argument that Jeremy Hales is doing all of this for content and taking a private person and turning her life into content when Bruce himself is soliciting media attention for his client.
Yep.
Do you see this? He's turning her into a public person. The media ecosystem he created are keeping her in the public eye. They've made her a public person too. So the idea, and with his permission, with his architectural stamp on it.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no argument that Jeremy is doing something that is so off the charts terrible while we're over here doing the same thing, but in the opposite direction. It makes no sense. No sense at all. It is not logical.
Yeah, he said, remember, sending us a letter, just quoting a couple of sentences off of that. Just a matter of time before this story is reported in mainstream legal media and likely even broader coverage by tech and internet media when he's writing to somebody soliciting. Obviously, it's a solicitation letter. The legal media reporter who covers this story will be invited on numerous YouTube channels for legal analysis on an ongoing basis.
It's crazy.
Solicitation. It's amazing is what it is. And you're right. 100%. What makes it newsworthy? Well, he is definitely, I would already say that this stuff, it was public interest already for sure. But this guy has, again, promised that it will explode. It's going to get bigger and bigger. How does it do that? Well, he's been sending out solicitation emails to everybody and their mother, hoping they'll cover this stuff.
I had a thought. We have been calling Jeremy Hale's Content Santa for a while. But I think we may have made a mistake, because what we really have here is the content Krampus. And his evil, and whatever is Krampus's little helpers. Does the Krampus have little helpers, little evil trolls? Not elves, but like,
I don't know, but I'm going to call them Krampites.
Krampites. Okay. What we have here is the content Krampus and his Krampites, and they are the ones we should be thanking for the content that they are creating for all of us. It is the content Krampus. Thank you, Jesus, for the content Krampus and the Krampites. I got
thinking about this last night. The anti what the hell's media ecosystem, they needed a name. And Lynette, in her messages that we saw from Shara, we could have called them, she came up with the greatest name, actually. They're YouTube's period.
Wait a minute. Izzy Dilgap said they're the crampons.
The crampons. Oh, that's good, man. YouTube's period.
YouTube's period. And you need some crampons for that.
Oh, man. Oh, get those crampons ready. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
Super absorbent.
The only thing they can't absorb is truthful information. Oh my God. Now absorbs litigation. It's like, wow, amazing. Speaking of crampons, look at that.
Why, it's too early for this. Oh, don't make me pass out yet.
That was a great segue. Speaking of crampons, number 6. Oh my God. Oh, that hurt my chest. It was too funny. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh God.
This needs to be turned into a sitcom. Or maybe I wish I had Benny Hill music on the soundboard.
Oh my God. It could be. Oh man, it's like watching people pile out of a clown car. I'm like, yes, I am here for the show.
Honk honk.
Exactly. Here's our cream.
The chat is reminding me to breathe, and I'm like, I'm forgetting to breathe. Okay.
I might have to send you like an inhaler or something as a Christmas present. You'd be like, Tug, why did you send me a brown bag? Oh my God.
You know what I can't stop thinking about? I can't stop laughing at whenever they decide to bring in, like whenever Bruce decides to file his vexatious litigation against us. I can't wait for the audio clips that he's going to play in court.
Oh my God. They'll be amazing. They'll be like, they're laughing at us. Oh
they called me the content Krampus. And
like it's a band name. Why don't they start a band? Content Krampus and the Crampons. Now playing in a Florida court near you.
Oh God. Okay, I am gonna hyperventilate in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, what do I drive this more? Yeah, sure. Professional. I can't help but drop that every time we go live too. It's become like a tradition.
And whenever you're going live, I never know when you hit the button, so I can't even compete. I'm like waiting for it and waiting to turn to live, and you beat me every time.
It's so fun though. Okay, crampon. Here we go.
Stop saying that. Super plus crampons. Gem just said super plus crampons.
Super plus.
My crampon died. My crampon didn't die.
Oh no. Oh no.
God, I feel sorry for people tuning in for the first time. They're gonna be like, "What the hell?
What's going on today?" Like if I actually knew. By the way, today we have 3,238 people right this moment. So welcome.
Wow.
If you like the content too, make sure you tell people about this stuff because this is such a crazy case. Of course, and also, yeah, you want to get out that breadstick, drop a little breadstick money in here, man, that is always welcome too. Also, let me do a little teaser here. This is going to be a very vague teaser, but
okay.
This is again, when we say they're bombshells, because look, we always deliver there, and Megan has been working on the mother load.
I've been doing a little thing called journalisming.
Oh my God. This is next level, though. This is something.
It's just what I do.
Yes, this is that is way too modest. I know you have more ego than that. You better stop it.
Listen, it is a community effort. I couldn't do the work that I do without many of you dedicated to internet sleuthing, etc.
Oh, yes, people always, but see, like Megan either is a great finder of fact or pushing in and finding more, and it's good. So anyway, there is a bombshell that Megan is. She's making sure everything is right on. Everything's good to go. And Tuesday, her show is going to be amazing. Oh my God.
Well, Jeremy got a little carried away today and he kind of spilled the beans. So I think most people know what's coming.
Well.
But it's okay. It's okay because I forgive him because he was very excited and he should be excited. He should be. I have for a long time now been wondering about what was going on in Northport when she lived in Northport, when Lynette and John were in Northport. And I've been looking around, but not real hard to find people from Northport who might have known them to, what happened there. And it was really John Cook that got me thinking about it because he's the one in his deposition that he dropped some names. And one in particular was Crazy Connie.
Yeah, that's stuck in everybody's mind. I think everybody that listened to it, the name itself might have rolled off, but just the way it was so smarmy, the way he did it too, and so dismissive, and the way he went about it, and he bragged about what he did to this person. It was like, wow, that might be very interesting to know a little bit more about.
Yeah, and I had been wondering about her ever since I heard that, and I had some prompting to go look for her by somebody out there in the audience. And then I found her. And Crazy Connie is not so crazy. Not only is she not so crazy, but she has receipts about what happened to her. That's a whole lot like what happened to Jeremy and George. It's so similar. And by the way, these are people, and there's more than one in Northport, who have no idea who Jeremy Hales is. They never heard of Jeremy Hales until I contacted them today. So, and this happened all before Jeremy Hales. So anybody who wants to say that Jeremy is somehow to blame for this situation, you're going to be proven very wrong. It will be debunked. Thank you. Debunked the level of oh my God, I'm being very spoiler free in this. I'm very excited for this. I'm ready for you to have everything arranged, have every question you want, and oh my God, I'm looking forward to it so much. I know. And I am still I am working on I'm in communication. I'm doing the things that I do. I'm checking I'm vetting things. I know there have been some accusations thrown my way that I don't vet things. Though I have never had that accusation before because, I always give receipts, but whatever. But I'm making sure that everything is on the up and up. And don't worry.
I would think people that have been tied to folks that I'm going to say allegedly had offed so many animals might not want to bring up the word vet. I'm just saying. Oh my God. That's going to be good though. I did have to give like props there. Whereas I cannot say that enough though. Yes, people help a lot, but Megan is a damn good finder of anything, like these stray little strings that are out there. They're like, and you starts pulling it, and you know what she finds on the other side? Another damn sweater, or a sweater factory. Yep. It's like crap.
It's like my theme song. It's like one way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. That does come to mind sometimes, and that really happened today. It happened. I had one phone call that led to a second phone call, which led to a third contact, and there could be more. And this is all pre-Jeremy Hales. And I had meant to get to this a while ago, and I just get bogged down with a lot of things, and so it got put on the back burner. And in some way, I do feel like there's something. Everything happens at the right time.
That song you mentioned, by the way, just then, I would really love that covered by my favorite band, Content Krampus and the Krampus.
I gotta get on Grok. Hold on.
Oh no. Little Krampus is playing.
Yes.
Oh my God. Hey, I found out something, by the way, today. So I was messing with Grok. I didn't realize that when you're generating pictures, apparently after you generate so many, it'll be like, yeah, you've done enough today. Come back later.
Yeah, it does that. It makes you take a break.
That. I was like, make me 17,000 freaking umbrella Santas. I kept going through and reset. Let's see. I'm gonna while you're making that, I'm gonna read this part right here. Okay. Defendant Lisa Weeks is a resident of Florida who is a host and or operator of a YouTube channel called 2 L's in a Pod and other social media platforms, including without limitation, Instagram, Twitch, Discord, and TikTok. So, new players. There's a lot of document here too. My Lord. And we were talking about this. There's the stuff you've already seen, but there's a lot of additions. You have somebody was asking me about in depth, like how we look at something over and over again. And it's kind of like finding pieces of a puzzle, pieces that you didn't realize sometimes were missing, and when you start plugging them in, it's like, wow, this is pretty interesting. You plug that piece in and you find more gaps. Sooner or later, you'll never have a complete picture. But this one is getting really, really interesting, the pieces plugging in.
Yep.
Oh, so I think, we were talking about how to go through. There are changes in stuff that pop up. So I guess we just roll through it. Are you good with it that way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's the genesis and background of defendant's misconduct. Preston, at all times prior to 2020, was a viewer of What the Hales. On or about May 18th, 2020. Hey, do you want to read like I'll hit some and you want to read some too? Okay.
Yeah, just,
all right.
Just tell me when you want me to take over.
Yeah, I'll let you hit like the next part here. Are you still making a picture? Well,
yeah, and I just got one. Got one.
Hey, show me it. Yeah, I want to see one first before I can really get going. Oh my God, that's awesome! I like how they're singing in the background, all jolly looking, throwing YouTube play buttons. One for you.
It's content Krampus and the crampons.
Oh man, those crampons look so jolly.
Oh my god! And look at how fat they are. It's so perfect.
I love it. My God. Oh, my God. You know, that should be a greeting card. You need to market greeting cards, Megan. That's beautiful. I would send that out to my neighbors. I would be like, Christmas brought to you by Content Krampus and the Crampons. People would be like, what the?
What the hell is that?
I put one of those scan bars, you know, at the end of it, and people are like, what the heck? And they scan it, and we go to this document here.
Wait, look at this. I just noticed something about, if you look closely at the mouth area, it is so confusing. Wait, let me see if I can. Let me open it. Let me zoom in. Let's see.
Oh my
Look
God.
at this. Look at the mouth. The mouth.
Does he have
3 rows of teeth?
I like how he's putting up the power fist too. Yes, power.
Yeah. It's so perfect. I think those are 3 rows of teeth, and instead of a nose, it's like a beak, which is appropriate. I didn't even say anything about the nose. I mean, this is absolutely hilarious. I like this one's facial expression over here. Wait, right there. Right here.
We're never gonna get sued.
Oh God.
I'm like, that's what you get for following a cross-eyed Krampus. I mean, look at him. It's like,
yeah, his eyes are. What's wrong with his eyes? Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, it's amazing. That is so many layers of great. I'm telling you, that is a greeting card. You've made a masterpiece.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna breathe here.
Professional.
I'm professional. Okay. I'm right here on 10. On or about May 18th, 2020, Preston started her own YouTube channel. December 2020, Preston learned through watching What the Hales that Hales purchased land for part-time operations on his social media platforms in Otter Creek, Florida. You want to pick up on 12?
Preston saw this as a golden opportunity in order to take advantage of Hales's generosity, demonstrated through his social media platforms. Accordingly, Preston came up with an idea about how she will get money from Hales.
This will get awkward.
And that idea was to move her residence to be as close to Hales as possible in Otter Creek, Florida. Preston confirmed this in discussions with Jamie Starr Johnson. What?
The Shara stamp right there. You got Shara, baby.
You got Shara. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, Shara made a comment too, like noting that they were lying. Oh my God. She said, this is just a small one, but she said on the December 4th, she said 2 L's, unacceptable public lies about me and intimidation statements will be addressed in the next few days. The 2L BBB PR is a scary individual who's also accused me of crimes I have not committed, and they are terrorizing me to sickness before a federal court deposition with intent to scare me from truthful testimony, and I take their fully documented threats seriously. So that's what she had to say about this stuff, by the way, you know, where she's talking about this and the reaction these people have been having.
And I know that Shara is legitimately scared. You know, I've spoken to her and a couple of times recently too, and she's expressed her sincere concern for her safety. And I'm very sorry that that's the way that these people are making her feel. I think it is terrorizing. It is wrong. It is just 100% wrong.
Oh yeah. And Shara, I mean, she's out there showcasing everything that she has there, because these people have put her in a position where they're not just calling her a liar, by the way. You know, that whole sunlight is the best disinfectant. It's also the best armor to wear around, because they've put her in a position where, again, if you're fearing, you can be like, those are the people out here that are making me fear. And this is why. And I mean, props to her. Again, she's gone out. She's said a lot of stuff that matters. We've been told doesn't matter, of course, but definitely matters. Anyway, you want to pick them up for it?
Yeah.
My bad. All right.
In 2020, I'll do my reporter voice for you. Preston and Cook resided together in Northport, Sarasota County, Florida. On or about July 17th, 2021, Preston drove from Northport, Florida to a vacant lot across the street from Hale's property in Levy County, Florida. Hereinafter, the vacant lot across the road. Taking a fan picture.
Lot across the road, Megan.
Wait, starring the content Krampus and the Crampons.
Content Krampus and the Crampons, now at the vacant lot across the road.
Oh, God. Taking a fan picture with Jamie Starr Johnson by the entrance to the Hales' property, where his drive-through sign was publicly known to be located. Posting this fan picture to her social media, Preston falsely... Whoa.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm rolling up. That's how I feel when I get on there. This is more like with Megan. She's like, wait, what? Like, what's going on, Megan?
You ruined my professional reporter voice.
You're a professional reporter. I'm sorry.
I was doing so well. I was going for a Pulitzer, and you ruined it. You ruined it. I'm starting again. Shh. Okay. Preston falsely stated she had bought the vacant lot across the road and that the Hales was now her new neighbor. See Exhibit 1. On that same July 2021 visit, Preston asked Hales if he could help remove a tree from the vacant lot across the road, which she did not even own, in July of 2021. And Hales, not knowing that Preston was lying and believing her lies, that she was the owner of the vacant lot across the road, which she was not, which she did not even own, in July of 2021, personally used his tractor to move the tree from the vacant lot across the road, which she did not even own, in July of 2021.
It sounds so creepy there. Vacant lot across the road.
I know.
That could be like a scary movie, man.
I know. It could.
It really could. Okay, you want to continue or you want me to? You want to do page to page? Like I'll take a page, you take a page?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
On or about July 21st, 2021, Preston and Cook listed their Northport, Florida house for sale. On or about October 8th, 2021, Preston and Cook bought the same vacant lot across the road. Oh man, what happened? It became smaller after they bought it.
Hey, I missed the all caps. It was creepier.
Yeah, well, isn't it fascinating? They buy it and then it becomes lowercase. It diminished it. From Hale's property in Levy County, Florida, that she visited July 2021. On or about October 27th, 2021, Preston and Cook sold their Northport, Florida house. Between December 2021 and February 2023, both Preston and Cook created multiple local Levy County Facebook pages asking for donations for Preston's 501c3. It's a shell thing. A purported tortoise rescue. It's allegedly rescues tortoises.
Well, I mean, we did see the turtle on its back. I don't think that's a natural positioning. That turtle looked
yeah.
like it needed rescue.
It was breakdancing, Megan. What do you think?
Was it on cardboard? I didn't look.
It was born in the 1980s. It was like, I know how to break a beat. You're like, yeah. I'm breakdancing and I can't get up. You're like, wait, sorry, turtle.
I can't stop.
A purported tortoise rescue not open to the public. Now, between December 2021, there. I was like, where's the footnote? There it is. Okay. Between December 2021, February 2023, Preston made it clear to Hales that she was a fan of Hales and would on occasion ask Hales for quote unquote free merchandise, stating that she needed money to pay her bills. On or about February the 12th, 2023, Hales relented to the constant request from Preston and gave Preston 2 Elite pads. And it notes what Elite pad is, saying they're kid-friendly tablets. Again, that include preloaded content featuring core skills, mathematics, reading, science, as well as music, puzzles, logic, creativity to prepare our kids for preschool and beyond. They're actually good too. I've actually had a Elite pad before. You know, that's a good gift there. Actually,
was that the freaking free tablet? Do you remember the freaking free tablet, or was that something else?
Oh, I don't.
Lynette referred to something as a freaking free tablet.
Maybe.
I don't. In her deposition, I think she said at some point it was a freaking free tablet.
That's probably it then. But Elite pads are anything but free tablets, by the way. You know, I mean,
they're not free.
Yeah, you know, I tried picking some off a tree and it didn't work.
All right. The chat says that was a different free tablet she was talking about. Okay. I had that pop into my head. Okay, here we go. Professional. On or about February 15th, 2023, Preston asked Hales if she could attend for a free paid meet and greet live event. So wait a minute. Attend for a free. Sorry.
For free.
She could attend for free a paid meet and greet live event that Hales was having in Levy County, Florida, with many of his fans and supporters visiting on site from around the world. By the way,
can we give props just 1 second for him writing something? Like when we read these things, you know, we have one side that just puts out these insane conspiracies. We read through and they're like, what the fuck is this about? You know, like when you look at the Trespass 5 document, you know, for example.
I know that makes no sense. It's all about Lloyd's camper, and Lloyd's not even a defendant.
And it's all about Jeremy Hales and Veteran Nation and all these other players that are.
And they're not in it either. Yeah.
But this, I mean, it's arranged. It's concise. We're following right through. That makes you appreciate that.
I believe that Randy Shockett is a very good lawyer from what I've seen.
He's done his job admirably. I think so. Like when you look so far, what we've watched, I think he's done everything that he needed to and beyond, you know. And what's fascinating about it, you can tell from reading like documents like this that he's putting in the time and the effort because he's understanding what's going on. A lot of lawyers, they may attach to a case, but they don't really take the time to try to understand how something lays out.
This last part we just read reminded me of something Jeremy said in his live today that really struck me as sad and as a real, this part that just said that many of his fans and supporters were visiting on site from around the world. He was having this event right there on his property. He can't do that anymore. He said today on his live that he and George are so afraid of being harmed and hurt that and stalked and everything after this has happened to them, that they have basically they're traumatized and they've closed the doors. They cannot have visitors anymore. They used to meet people out on the property when they would come by to say hello. They don't do it anymore. All right. Whether it was on the property or in the town, doesn't matter, guys. The point is he was going to meet with a bunch of his fans and now he feels like he can't do that anymore. And that's really unfortunate for them.
No, he also, though, when he came on one day, you know, he was talking about how people would show up, though, at his property. They would get photographs and stuff like that. And he can't do that. He worries about his safety as well. I mean, that is sad. You know, you've got on a personal front too, armies of people that the man has helped out. I mean, look at what's happened there. You know, look at how
It's so
generosity
sad.
has been met. Yeah. And you know, it's not that's not indicative of everybody. This is a small percentage, but that small percentage there, they do such heinous things that, I mean, how can you not fear? And this is another level of it. Again, you know, you and I have talked about like people, like, you know, you learn just from YouTubing over time that generosity is sometimes met with teeth. So you're like, you know, you get more and more reluctant. But what he's looking at here, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, me either. And I feel like I already feel weirded out a little bit by doing fan events or meet and greets. Like I've only done like one. And that was when I was covering the Laura Owens trial. In this case, I don't know how I would feel about letting anyone know where I am when I'm covering this case.
I was weirded out. Just when I went to Anime Monster, I had on that mask, you know, and it had a little slot there, and I can't. People were saying, "I can't hear you good on the microphone." We did this panel, and I was like, "The slot's big enough, you know, stuff will go through. I can eat through it." And you know, Ricada was on there. He was like, "Stuff won't fit through there," and I was like, "It will." So he decided to show me that a jelly bean would not fit through there. What's going on? It's like, are you trying to shove a jelly bean through my mask? That's amazing. There's if you've never seen it, you should look that panel up. It is the craziest shit.
I haven't seen it, but I need to watch it because I bet it'd be great.
Man.
But like it's scary that you can't feel comfortable meeting. Like the majority of the people in the chat and people who follow our show and the fans are great people. But it's just that random chance that some weirdo is going to show up and harm you that is just terrifying.
Well, I remember when we were at Texas then, and we had, you know, of course you always get haters, but we were covering a case, and these haters were like, we're going to come there and we're going to do something. Now, they didn't actually have the stones. They ended up going to a bar and congregating like 5 minutes away.
Wait, though. Why didn't they have the stones? Oh, wait, I have a button for that.
If you ran your mouth like that in real life to me, I will beat you with a fucking hammer.
I don't know, Tug. If I heard that before that event, I don't think I would step to you either.
I thought it was, you know, in that though, I was very leery. You know, I would have loved to take my kid with me. I mean, this is an amazing thing. I'd love to share it with people that I care about. But even in that setting, I was afraid for other people's safety, but I was watching my back too. And there were so many great people. I met hundreds of great people. And imagining in this, like, I can't even conceptualize this because this is right there where you live. It is right across the road. It encroaches on your property. It goes to the post office when you're there. I mean, and we had security that actually listened to us at that place. You know, in real life here, they don't listen.
Ugh, it's just terrifying. So that was one of the sad realities of this. I hate to see that Jeremy and George's life has changed so drastically because of this. So, all right, moving on. Hales said yes on or about February. So he said yes to her coming to a paid event for free. On or about February 20th, 2023, Preston asked Hales if she could bring her own donation box for the fans of Hales to the paid meet and greet live event. Imagine the Stones asking to bring to get donations on an event you were just gifted in the first place. What?
What?
Hale said no.
And people paid for that. So, you know, they go there. You can imagine if that were actually there. You know, people have paid, they come to have fun, and they have that. You know, if they're being pressured to do that too, that doesn't, I can see why he would say no right off the bat. That doesn't feel good.
Yes. Agreed. I wouldn't have allowed it. No way. Extortion and blackmail begins. Being denied further access to pecuniary advantages they would have if permitted to solicit donations from the Hale's fan base. Preston and Cook maliciously begin threatening to do injury to Hale's reputation with intent, thereby to extort a pecuniary advantage for themselves. Preston and Cook immediately begin publishing defamatory statements about Hales on their various social media platforms. In May 2023, for example, Preston stated on her social media that she watched Jeremy Hale's videos till recently, and Jeremy Hales only thinks about the size of his junk.
This will get awkward.
On or about May 1st, 2023, Hales went to Ohio with the intention to remain there until the fall of 2023, only returning occasionally for town hall meetings, which occur monthly.
In May 2023, when Hales returned from Ohio for a town meeting, Cook, 1, pulled a gun on Hales as Hales was driving by on a public roadway to enter Hales' own property. 2, trespassed in his truck onto Hales' property with a gun, and when Hales confronted him and requested him to leave, Cook told Hales that if he moves one step further, he will see something go bang. And 3, maliciously threatened to do injury to Hale's reputation with intent thereby to extort a, man, I always mess this up. Say it for me.
Pecuniary.
See, I don't know why. I was like, pecuniary.
You got it. You just did it.
Yeah, I'm trying to hammer it in my brain because for some reason, it comes out like mush most of the time. I don't know. There's like 5 bad words in documents that have been killing me lately. And pecuniary is one. I'm like, why? I even know I can hear it in my brain. I'm trying to hear Megan say
Killing him softly.
We need to make a song. I need a song called Pecuniary, you know.
Adding those words he can't say.
Destroying his reputation with grammar.
Killing him softly, pecuniarily.
My God. I can. Oh man. Oh man. When I think about that, you know, the Fugees and everything. Yeah, I'm like, well, at least one of them went to jail for this. No, and accordingly, publicly stated falsely on Facebook that Hale's fiance had oral sex with him, and that he has the photos to prove it. There's a footnote.
There's a footnote.
Yes, it says, Cook posted, Jeremy, would you like me to post a picture of my rooster?
This will get awkward.
Very much so. In George's mouth. You can't take this one down. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then after Hales left Florida to go back to Ohio, May 2023, Preston wrote many double-sided road signs and placed them around the road surrounding Hale's property, Levy County, Florida. These signs falsely stated, Jeremy Hales ARPed my daughter. Jeremy Hales has to go. What the hales? Jeremy Hales, Ohio ARPist. No Ohio ARPists in Levy County. Stop Jeremy Hales. Jeremy Hales needs to go. No child ARPists in Levy Co. And I'll hit this last one.
Hey, too. Ho, ho. I'm sorry. I can't. Every time I hear that, it's missing a hey, ho, ho. Jeremy Hales needs to go. Hey, ho, ho. Okay, I'll stop.
When you pointed that out, I was like, now I can't ever read it without the jingle sound. And then stop Jeremy Hales. No ARPist in Levy Co. Let me see what the footnote is, by the way. In July 2023, Preston posted on her social media that John posted the signs, not me. So, again, admission of that. Let me take that freaking hate that word sent to my screen. I hate that. I like to redact that kind of stuff, but like in a document like this, there's so much stuff. But I hate even having the accusation sit on my screen about someone like that. It's not the word and the platform. It's that accusation is so awful.
Yeah, it's damaging.
Yeah.
All right. Accordingly, on or about May 23rd, 2023, Hales hired an attorney who sent a cease and desist letter to Preston and Cook, which stated, inter alia, your unlawful defamatory statements directed to Jeremy Hales on social media platforms constitutes libel under Florida law. Cease and desist publishing all defamatory statements. It has come to our attention that you posted defamatory statements regarding Jeremy Hales on various web pages, including, but not limited to, Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, Otter Creek Politics, The Heart of Otter Creek, It's a Shell Thing, Inc., as well as other social media platforms. We demand that you immediately cease and desist your unlawful defamation of Mr. Jeremy Hales, George, What the Hales, and all other variations, including all misspellings and euphemisms such as the YouTubers, neighbors, etc. Immediately remove and delete all postings relating to Mr. Hales and his interests, and that you provide us with written assurance within 10 days that you will cease and desist from further libel directed to our clients.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that could have ended everything right there, you know?
It could have, yes.
Yeah.
On or about May 28th, 2023, Preston posted on her social media that one, I'm going to stand tall and not let Jeremy Hales hurt me ever again. She will put a cap in the ass of anyone who messes with her. And 3, I'm done with it. You make your match, Mr. Hales.
You are not a nice person.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. And if you've heard some of this stuff, by the way, I mean, there's a lot of new stuff in this. I mean, it all is just laying all of this out, how it works. And
Yes.
again,
And it's about to be completely different.
Yeah.
When we get to number 33.
By the way, 3,700 people here. Appreciate all of you. And thank you very much. And again, appreciate you with this. And I do want to plug Megan's channel as well. We will be over there. I want you to go there, period. Megan Fox, Megalodonus Foe, aka Megan Fox. Great show there. But Tuesday especially, that's going to be a great one.
Oh, yeah. Tuesday's going to be epic.
Yeah. But I want to keep playing that because, like I said, every time we've talked about something is going to hit, like we've been saying this week, there's going to be, some of the stuff we didn't even know, like it's going to come up. It's not like we have a back seat to know some of it, but some of the stuff we've seen coming. There are certain things like, again, there's certain things that Shara has stated, certain things are going to come forward, but even, man, the level of this stuff is mind-boggling to me. But anyway,
yeah, I think we may on Tuesday we may compare the cease and desists that I have.
See, that's amazing because what it tells you is pattern of behavior.
Yep.
That's something that was missing before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you knew about there was this pattern of behavior before, but now, there's that little thing we call proof, something that we're told is going to pop up again and again by people out there. But, well, Jeremy Hales delivers. You've been delivering. But some folks out there.
Well, the truth comes to the top, It does. It will rise to the top. The truth cannot be suppressed by these fake PR campaigns. The truth is the truth. And the truth is the absolute defense of defamation, by the way. So the people claiming that they are going to get somewhere by trying to sue me or you or anyone else for reporting the facts of this case for defamation, go get wrecked. The truth will set us free from that. And the truth is the truth, and you cannot stop it. You cannot stop the signal, Mal. You cannot do it.
So despite, I love you that you throw in I know. I love that you're throwing Firefly, though. I mean, that's great. That hits me right in my feels, Megan.
I know, because it's an allegory for reality. Really, it's an allegory of what is, and how things are perceived, and also what reality is. And that's one of the truths of that beautiful piece of writing that is Firefly.
Yep.
Is that you cannot stop the truth. You can try. Regimes have tried to put the boot on the necks of people to stamp out the truth, to stamp out liberty, to stamp out rights. It will not work forever. It may work for a short period of time. It may work for a long period of time. But in the end, it will rise to the top. You cannot, the rebels will not be denied. It will happen. And it's happening. It's happening.
It's amazing. I mean, that's why every day when people are like sticking with cases, again, for me, like this is my MO. I cover one, and Megan covers a lot of stuff. But you can see when somebody hones in, like when you hone in on something, there's a lot of truth there that's popping to the surface. And this is again, every time I say this, I feel like I need to say, I am not trying to say this is good or anything like that. This is happening to real people and it's awful. But the level of insanity behind it, I mean, I can't look away. I can't believe some of the stuff that's not just there that you find out, but things that are admitted, stuff like, again, Shara, you can see her name popping up on 33 down here. The stuff that we're seeing. Oh man, it's amazing. Anyway, let's continue. I'm feeling this. Despite knowing the falsity of their statements, Preston and Cook used their defamatory statements to persuade Hale's customers to stop supporting Hale's. As alternative, Preston wrote on Facebook, "I'll say it here for all the Hale's fans to see. If you're so damn worried about me being abused and my little girl possibly being abused, which she's not, put your freaking money where your mouth is and pay," notes Cook, $65,000 so he can walk away and leave me in peace. That's terrible, by the way. So she's leveraging her child in that?
Yeah, this is just, it's hard to believe.
I mean, she herself says that there's abuse, I'm not saying that she said toward the child, but she says that there is abuse. She noted it. We have her own multiple times. When we started out, there were a couple of allegations we saw. Now, I mean, hell, we've seen her talk about this stuff to the police. So,
oh yeah,
I think that's one of those inconvenient truths that gets skipped over when other people talk about this stuff.
Yep.
So, gaming the malicious conspiracy to harm Hales. Now, on June 19th, 2023, Preston wrote to Miss Shara Wolf, a freelance photojournalist at Freedom Public Press. Hereinafter, we called Miss Wolf. So I may say Miss Wolf or I may say Shara. Either way, encouraging Shara to cover her story, and stated, "Last night's videos was so full of lies and BS. I'm so glad you decided to take this. And I know it's going to take time to build it, but that's okay, because I want to be able to sue him, Shara, and I want to be able to win." Man, and we just saw that too.
Does anybody think see the irony in the fact that Shara's last name is Wolf? Shara and I had a good laugh about that the other night.
That is hilarious, actually.
When I asked her what her last name was, because I didn't know, and when she said Wolf, I about died. I'm like, no, your last name is not Wolf. She's like, yeah, it is. It's Wolf. I'm like, Fox and Wolf. What is going on? What?
Oh my God, my last name is actually Panther. No, I'm just That umbrella Panther.
No, it's not Panther. It's that umbrella Giraffe.
Giraffe. Could be worse, It could be worse. It could be like gerbil or something. Whoa.
Gerbil. This is like a bedtime story. Fox and Wolf.
That is actually, this could be this could be converted in there. Once upon a time. Oh no. Okay. So on June 27th, 2023, Preston stated in the chat, we need to expose Hales. He needs to go under. I want to see him off YouTube permanently. In July 2023, Hales announced that he would be filing for an injunction against Preston and Cook, home state of Ohio. July 2nd, 2023, Preston stated to Wolf, I need to sue this SOB. I have no clue what jacked his brain and made him come after me, except that one, George, his girlfriend, was on our property, or George and I or George?
And I made her leave.
Okay, or George. Okay, I see. It's the punctuation thing. I was like, I missed something, and I made her leave because she told me I should give the baby up for adoption. Now, remember, again, we were talking about last night. You notice the tale changes multiple times. Like in the stuff that was being told to Shara, the way that they met, that changed from actually what we had heard in deposition. This story right here, she alleged that even though she had just met Jeremy, that he was already saying terrible things somehow. I don't even understand how that works. And these statements already were going on. I mean, that was bizarre. Anyway.
All right. On July 5th, 2023, Preston admitted that Cook had falsely stated on Facebook that Hales' girlfriend had cancer in her ass. Regarding this, Preston told Miss Wolf, I can't tell John Cook anything. Read his page. It's nasty. I made him take down the stuff he wrote about Jeremy's girlfriend having cancer again in her ass, and what he wrote was disgusting, and I told him that he needed to take it down. And then Preston provided Ms. Wolf with the now expired link to the Facebook group where Cook made these false statements. On July 27th, 2023, Cook told Ms. Wolf, well, it sounds like we got rid of George. She doesn't want to come back now. We just got to get rid of him, Hales. On July,
insane.
I know. This is even worse. On July 30th through 31st, 2023, Cook told Ms. Wolf, this is why we got to finish the job on Jeremy. Just because he gets arrested doesn't mean we stop nailing him to a cross. Is that legal? Can we really do that, though? All these types you find like this put themselves on a pedestal. Real AHs. You see how he's bragging on how he can't believe God gave him so much wealth? Well, he better watch it, because God giveth and God can also taketh. He better watch it, because now he's creating a bunch of ops that will go against him. Looks to me the party already has begun. Lots of people now dropping him like a hot potato. Boy's mouth is so dangerous, and this type of talk causes people to get hurt or gets him hurt.
That is crazy. I wonder, in this scenario you mentioned last night, is he God in this statement? His own statement? Because God,
he has a complex for sure. The chat's a little confused. Jeremy did not get arrested. What he is saying, they're plotting to get him arrested.
Yeah, they're plotting about it. They're saying, hey, like, this is why we gotta finish the job on him. Just because he gets arrested. Yes, they're saying, just because we can get him arrested there doesn't mean we stop nailing to a cross. So they're like, even if we get him arrested, we don't stop. And then when they're talking about it, you can, from the break, when you read it together, it doesn't look it looks bad, but it looks even worse when you see it in messages, because he's like, is that even legal? Can we really do that though? And he's talking about like literally nailing him to a cross.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, they're I mean,
it's
so
a threat.
many threats. So many threats.
I don't know how you view that or define that any other way.
Well, especially we're talking about a guy again. Look at everything else. If you want to look at one statement and say, well, whatever, okay, if you want to take one statement and try to say that, look at all the other things and look at actions themselves. That thing that's going to go bang.
Blammed in the face and fed to alligators.
Yup.
Finish the job. What was the other thing? What was the other statement? Remember, it was like, take him out.
Oh yeah, taking him out, and I mean, just when you put it all, I understand why the man he would be scared. A lot of this stuff we all hadn't seen until recently. Again, there were communications with Shara, and this makes it even scarier. But it also, I mean, a lot of people, they would take Jeremy and they would say, oh, this man, he's playing it up. That was the PR thing. He's just playing this up again. It's a storyline. Okay, you think about somebody saying this shit to you, and you have somebody actually pull a pew not only on you, doing that, but also on another person. And you tell me how safe you would feel, because I sure as fuck wouldn't feel safe.
Nope.
Man. On August 8th, 2023, Cook stated in a chat, I'm not worried about him. There's an old saying, the older you get, that more life imprisonment doesn't mean shit. I want to say that again, okay? Just a note. I'm not worried about him. There's an old saying, the older you get, the more life imprisonment doesn't mean shit. So that is definitely a threat.
Uh-huh. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's talking about taking him out. I mean, you cannot define that any other way.
Nope.
On August 22nd, 2023, Preston forwarded a website link to Miss Wolf. The website was titled Jeremy Hales of What the Hales goes on a homophobic tirade. Fake man. In forwarding the link to Miss Wolf, Preston said the gay community is not happy. But okay, the website link is unfortunate. I wonder.
No, it says it's fortunately now.
Oh, fortunately,
deleted,
rather. I said unfortunately. Yeah, fortunately. Actually, that's. I wonder. Remember, we had that link that was in the other communications, and you looked it up. It was John Cook had sent a message also, and it talked about the gay community.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's the same one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, a different hyperlink to it, but I wonder if it, because that, like you were saying, that's LinkedIn. Actually, they don't have the link there, but looking at the link, it's probably linked into a group is what it's saying. And the other one, I think, wasn't that linked to a YouTube channel? I'll have to go back and look at that.
I don't remember.
On the same day,
okay.
I want to look at the thumbnail, and so I'm going to see if I can compare those. Now I've got to know. I'm going to go back and I'm going to figure out if that's, because it sounds like it would be the same thing. But anyway, the same day, August 2nd, 2023, Preston wrote an email to the mayor. So, that email address we were talking about, that was the mayor of Peninsula, Ohio, where Hales is a permanent resident. In this email, Preston makes false statements about Hales, noting, quote, this man has bullied our town clerk into a stroke. He has bullied and belittled and humiliated me, destroyed my tortoise rescue with total lies, called CPS with false allegations 7 times, all because I ran for a seat and he thought I might get it over Miss Granger. Man, that's nasty too. Throwing other people who at the time was, I thought, my friend, and I'm speaking, I think on speaking terms rather, with Jeremy. Regarding the communication, Preston told Miss Wolf, this video shows the true Jeremy Hales, the one he heads out and hides. He's stalking my family, my child, and bullying and harassing me by belittling me and lying about me to everyone because I ran with Miss Granger for a seat on our board. Hales calls names, bullies people, abuses people for financial gain, and you thought it was funny. He's not funny. His ex-wife and children don't think he was funny. No one here thinks he's funny. Causing our town clerk to have a stroke was not funny.
After a full hearing with Preston and Cook present in September of 2023, an Ohio court issued a 2-year renewable restraining order injunction against Preston and Cook for stalking Hales and his fiancée. To date, this has not stopped Preston and Cook from continuing their illegal acts against Hales. Rather than cease, Preston, for example, has demanded that Hales provide her with a list of the names and contact information of all of his donors. Preston, in furtherance of her pursuit of Miss Wolfe as a journalist to cover her story, made the following statement to Miss Wolfe about Hales. "Thank you for all you're doing. I mean that with all my heart. Helping me stop him and get a case against him is going to be the greatest thing on earth for me. I want to sue him and hope to God he settles out of court and gives me enough to finish my house, pay off my stuff, and get my ex-husband Cook living somewhere else. Amen to all of that." Wow.
Then look at the next portion, what it becomes. Who gets involved here?
Matskin initiates contact with Preston and joins the conspiracy.
Ooh.
In early 2024, Matskin initiated contact with Preston by reaching out to her on Preston's Facebook Messenger. As a result, Matskin decided to join Preston and Cook's plan to take down Hales.
Wow, this is so crazy. To begin, Matskin, on or about March 11th, 2024, sent a letter out to many YouTube law channels, soliciting coverage for himself and connecting this to Jeremy Hale, stating. So this is to quite a few people. I'm not sure everyone that this went to, by the way. I'm curious, like who all it went to. You know.
We know that Legal Vices got one. I got one. Well, wait. Yeah, I got one. Did you get this one?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Larry
see
got
this. One, you know.
Larry got this one. Larry, me, Legal Vices. Those are the 3 I know of. I don't know who the others were.
It's fascinating. He tied them and him in there. So it's from Bruce from Content Krampus. On Monday, man, he really is dropping that content like it's hot, isn't he? Whew. March 11th, 2024. Subject, judicial misconduct and cover-up. So it starts. I've been catching up on What the Hale saga. As a 27-year lawyer, I've had some thoughts if you're interested. I've also have some questions that I'd love to ask if you're willing to understand the origins of the Hale's Lynette lore. I have myself filed complaints against judges in the past and written a lot of op-eds. He notes different places there you could easily find with Google search of my name. I have a story of a Connecticut judge who allowed 2 lawyers to engage in open conflict. And when the conflict was reported in a bar complaint, it was whitewashed to protect the lawyers and judge. It was all part of a scheme to steal a macaroni and cheese restaurant. Oh my God. I can't. I hate macaroni and cheese. I hate it every time. My littlest one loves macaroni and cheese too. It's like, no.
Oh God. I'll never look at it the same way again.
Macaroni and Cheese Restaurant, LLC. And the market created by its founder. Very entertaining stuff, I assure you. So it's entertaining that all this stuff happened? That doesn't sound... I mean, if his narrative was true, that doesn't sound very.
But he's selling it as he wants to market it, and
it's gonna be great content, baby.
Which is hilarious considering what he accuses us of, and here he is trying to. This is what it is a pitch. It is a pitch for to be on a show to get his, and he's admitted it. It's incredible to me.
Here's a link to a short op-ed that discusses the conflict and cover-up in the context of comparing that to a current ongoing disciplinary proceeding against me to show the dichotomy of cover-up, conjure-up in the lawyer disciplinary process in Connecticut. For powerful lawyers and judges, misconduct is covered up. For powerless solo lawyers, misconduct is conjured up so they can make their numbers. It's fascinating too, when he's talking about this, he keeps making the point that he is also a public figure. Look at all this stuff he's written. Look at all these people he's talked to. Oh, fascinating.
And he is soliciting the media for public coverage. He is absolutely a public figure.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's soliciting them for coverage, not just on this, which, people like to claim, but you notice the lead-in. The lead-in is about Jeremy Hales. If you want some thoughts on that, then, I'll continue to the end of the letter here. All right. So we can... Okay, if interested, I have a much more detailed written article about the conflict cover-up, which I can share with you. It has not been published yet. Every fact I state in the op-ed and the longer piece is documented in court transcript and filings. Once this story is reported, it gets picked up. It has legs. It just needs to get busted out by an appropriate source, such as yourself. Hey, that's the same kind of the framework he tried to give us as far as Hales was concerned, when he's writing to journalists, that one letter you and I got, as well as other people. So the judge's conduct can and should result in serious consequences, especially given that it was not known when she was confirmed to the federal bench. If it were, she likely would not have won confirmation. Thanks, and please let me know if you'd like to speak. Sincerely, actually, it doesn't say it, just Brucey Bruce.
It was about this time that Madskin initiated contact with Preston and thereafter wrote the initial motions to dismiss in this lawsuit that were later denied. However, these were filed pro se by Preston and Cook in April of 2024. Well, damn.
And this will get awkward.
Yes, indeed.
That's against the rules. You're not allowed to do that as a lawyer. You can't file something on someone's behalf when they're pro se.
Yeah.
Trying to still stay hidden. On April 19th, 2024, Madskin wrote to ThatUmbrellaGuy, Tug, a popular YouTube host on legal issues nationwide, seeking to promote himself, and stated, Tug.
Sexy.
A serious question. Why are you and DUI Guy Plus and Megan Fox and Legal Vices and Legally Live and MG Law all doing the exact same thing? And none of you have even one person on your webcast to offer a different perspective, such as a lawyer who can engage in actual legal analysis. I'm sorry, did he miss that there are several lawyers he just listed there?
Exactly.
There's DUI Guy, Legal Vices, MG Law. I don't know who Legally Live is. What's wrong with me? I don't know who that is. But
I probably do, and I just can't put the name. I apologize there too.
I apologize too, because I'm probably missing it. But is that a lawyer? It's probably is she a lawyer? All right. Such as, okay, it's all the same. Watching the videos of hearings, making silly jokes to pander to all the Hales fans, not ever acknowledging anything negative with respect to Hales. Yeah, well, it was all the same because we all just agreed on the same things, which we were studying the judge, and he was terrible. Megan Fox's original PJ Media article is so inaccurate about the legal issues. And amazingly, even lawyers like Larry Foreman say the same nonsense. Well, maybe it isn't nonsense. I.e., that the Sixth Amendment or Fourth Amendment apply to the case before Judge DeThomasis. All of the YouTube coverage started from that. Yeah, I have that effect on the news cycle sometimes.
Indeed. Also, talking about the judge here, the thing that'll be left out because this is an email, so later on, who gets proven right about said judge? What did a certain court have to say? Who is that wrote that article again?
That would be me.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox, Megalodonus, stalking the lands again.
Yep. I'll take it though. I feel like this is one of the best compliments I've ever had. All of the YouTube coverage started from that. I actually need to give Larry more credit though, because he didn't give Larry enough credit. Larry was actually the first YouTuber to pick up this story.
Yep.
He and I got word of it on the same day from, I think, the same viewers. And I didn't know he was working on it, but I started working on it at the same time he did. And he got his video out before I got my article out. And I was thrilled because I was like, oh, thank God someone's going to explain some of this to me, because it was such a complicated case. I needed him to break it down, So that was great. And it was just a total coincidence that the two of us happened to, we have similar viewers, some we share audiences, and I think that's how that happened.
Also, it's incorrect to say that, like, for myself covering, it did not come from the article. It didn't come from an article. If something pops up, someone like Megan, again, nowadays we communicate more, but even then, like if something interesting, that would catch my attention would pop up, Megan would be like, nudge, nudge, hey, just look at this. This is crazy. This looks like something that you might want to look at. So,
yep. All right. The chat's telling me that Legally Live is a lawyer who used to have a channel, and I guess she doesn't do it anymore. So I missed her coverage, but that's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I can't place the person. I feel like every case we cover introduces me to more and more people. You see more and more people and I don't know. I now want to look back and see if I can find the coverage just to see, how it was represented then.
How and why did Megan decide to write that piece? How much of this is orchestrated by Hales for content? None of it. He didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him.
Well, and this is written to me like, is she or is, I mean, again, he talks about defamation and bullshit. Like you see what he's alleging over and over. And now, of course, he's gonna be like, oh, well, I stated that as a sentence, as a question there. That's part of that. And it's like, yeah, he doesn't later on though, does he?
In my opinion, all it will take to completely turn the tables is a competent lawyer. Well, he didn't find one of those willing to represent Preston in federal court, where she can bring counterclaims that would be much stronger than the claims Hales brought. Let me know if you want to set your coverage apart by having a serious lawyer discuss the many issues not being discussed. Bruce Matskin, Esquire.
Man. After sending these emails, Matskin stated publicly that his goal is to create an anti-whatthehales media ecosystem. Man, that will be a statement that will live in infamy.
Yep.
For sure. Matskin had published to a third party the following false statements. So do you want to pick this up, or do you want,
Sure. Jeremy Hales gave me a nickname with an anti-Semitic tinge.
Oh, this is the Dave Neal. Yeah.
Jeremy Hale's storylines involving the neighbors, his clients, are fake. Fox and ThatUmbrellaGuy profit from Hales' cyber stalking under the guise of journalism. Jeremy Hales is a public stalker of private victims. Jeremy Hales has fabricated storylines using innocent, powerless people's lives to sell as entertainment for profit. Weeks joins the conspiracy.
The crampons.
The crampons. Enter the crampons.
That sounds like a song too. Enter the crampons.
Exit life.
Take my hand. We're off to PR Neverland. Oh, Lord.
Thereafter, Weeks was chosen by Preston to be Preston's podcast as part of the What the Hales media ecosystem. Weeks stated on YouTube on October 6th, 2024. That's the bottom line right there. Yeah, ladies and gents. All of that's gone on. Every last bit of defamatory signs about Jeremy Hales were created for content harassing, destroying someone's life. Jeremy Hales tortured Preston for content for a year and a half. He almost had her child taken away from her, or tried to. He did all this crap when the damn story would have been Otter Creek. He could have just stuck with that, but he took advantage of someone whom he thought was weak, and he did it all himself. Jeremy Hales wrote the signs that stated he ARPed a minor child and committed forgery in doing so.
That's gross. I'm getting that word off my screen. Like I said, I don't even want to see that there. Since 8/4/2024, Weeks has made 87 YouTube video publications on her YouTube channel.
Excuse me. Hold on. Tug?
Yes.
Do you realize that we have been covering this case since, I think we said January-ish? I only have 48 videos. How is it that I'm the one they're saying is like obsessed, and they have 87? So I just wanted to point that out. I checked today. I went back and I looked at my playlist. I'm like, maybe I missed some stuff. And I had a couple that I missed putting on the playlist. So I went and I updated my playlist. I have 48 videos on the What the Hales playlist, you guys. 48.
And the number, okay, the number itself, people will focus on it. Like, I'll make a lot of videos. You know, I may make hundreds, thousands. I don't give a shit. But there's parts of this that matter in it, you know, which are, this is what matters here. So they make these videos, which are part of the What the Hales media ecosystem, and replete with fervor, further. Spit that word out there. Defamatory statements about Jeremy Hales, and you can see the URLs. You know, there's quite a few of them. You know, let's see. Let's just keep going. And we're going. and by the way, man, I think we're going. Okay, there we go. All right. The screenshots, I'll finish this part right here too. The screenshot of Weeks' 87 YouTube video publications that are part of What the Hales media ecosystems, they are below, so you can see those as well. You know, they have screenshots of videos, screenshots of videos, and more screenshots of videos. Here's some screenshots of videos. Hey, there's a few screenshots of videos. There's a few more. Oh, wait. Oh, there's some words, by the way. You want me to read these two and you can start clicking them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In a very recent publication, Weeks stated she has received information about the deposition in this lawsuit of Jeremy Hales. This information was supplied to her by Matkins. So, noting right here, Matkins made the following false statement publicly via YouTube on July 17th, 2024.
Jeremy Hales is a homophobe who's going around on video, you know, threatening people and calling them such names. Jeremy Hales, wait, let me get this straight. Who are we quoting again?
We're quoting Matskin.
Bruce.
Because he made, yes, Bruce made
wow.
statements.
Wow. Yes. These are quite some statements.
Well, it's wild to think, again, this is somebody's lawyer, okay, on this one layer. On the other layer, we're finding out actually when they were pro se, their documentation that was added in, yeah, they were there. They were behind the scenes. As far as that media ecosystem, we have somebody, again, when you read the actual discussion, it doesn't look like they're a participant, you know, it looks like they're the commissioner, the creator, whatever you want to call them there.
All right, so he also said Jeremy Hales is a psychopath douchebag Jeremy Hale's daily mission is to come up with 45 minutes of vitriol and name-calling and defamation and incitement of people whom he knows love him, and do whatever he wants or feel or believe whatever he tells them to, and uses that power, that platform, to literally co-opt lives of private people and cause them nothing but harassment and threats and terror, and strangers invading their peace and their space and their lives. Jeremy Hales has no proof that Preston wrote the defamatory signs about him. Jeremy Hales said Preston should experience being ARPed. Jeremy Hales accused Preston's grandson of being a PDF file and a homo. That too. Matskin wrote the following false statement via email on 8/16/24. What the Hales is destroying the lives of helpless people using a virtual mob who send menacing and threatening messages to Preston every day and have caused her life to be consumed with CPS reports from anonymous fans.
As a direct result of defendant's misconduct, Hales has incurred damages, injury to Hale's goodwill and reputation. In addition, Hale suffered injury and harm to his reputation, and he's incurred costs associated with his extensive efforts to mitigate against such injury and harm. Now, is there new portions like this?
There are. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of skip through this because the predicate.
Yeah,
that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Count 1, defamation per se for Preston. Okay, you can skip that.
Okay.
Count 2, defamation for Cook. It's the same.
Okay. Yeah, I'm skimming it while we go to just to make sure something doesn't slip in on me.
Yeah. Count 3, civil remedies. Yeah, for Preston. Yep. That's all the same as what we read before. Cook, same thing. Saying the damages were more than $75,000. Yep. Count 5. This is new.
Matskin. Yeah. So count 5, defamation. Matskin. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 64 to fully set forth below. Again, this happens quite a bit. It's basically, hey, see all that stuff that was said, so you don't repeat that, and you basically give the judge, here's 1,000 pages, judge.
Mm-hmm.
This is an action for damages against Matkins. So, when you look at that again, I really want people to understand this. This is saying he defamed the thing he loves to say about other people. This is saying he is actually going in. He is defaming. He is doing damages. Those damages, just like these other parties there, they exceed $75,000 for defamation per se. I mean, that's big time. We're not talking about, hey, let me ask you a couple of questions about what's going on. It's not, no, you are also a player in this. You're one of the people doing this nasty shit too. Crazy. Matkins orally and in writing published false statements about Hales to third parties. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity.
The false statements were made with knowledge or of their falsity or with reckless disregard as to their veracity. The false statements impute to the plaintiff behavior or characteristics that are incompatible with the proper conduct of his business, profession, and office. The false statements also impute to the plaintiff the commission of a crime. As a result of the defamatory publications, Hales has suffered general damages. Wherefore, we pray for relief and costs and all of that. Count 6, defamation for weeks.
Wow. So... Oh man, I really feel like you have to drill this idea though, because we've been told over and over again, this would not happen. It was all
she was having an absolute shit fit the other night, like pounding and screaming and just he's a liar. He's a liar. This will never happen. It will not happen. And then even today, she put out something that said, it still hasn't happened. The judge, it's all lies. And the judge has to be the one to add me. And that could still not happen. It's like, face facts, lady. It's happening.
Yeah, she put out that community post. It said LMAO, keep talking, Germ. Thank you. This fool just keeps spewing lies and grifting for money. No one has been added yet as quote unquote defendants. Again, lying to y'all. Only a judge can add anyone as defendants, and the judge hasn't done so, but he can. But he can. Based on the filings, I cannot wait to answer this crap. Singing lies. Yeah. That's
It's true that a judge has to say yes to this. I mean, that's true. But it would be unusual not to. For one thing, she said something the other night where she believed that it wouldn't be granted because it was 5 months after the original filing. Well, that has nothing to do with anything. Clearly, she didn't pay attention to the deadlines, the list of deadlines that the court gave them. Because clearly in the filing deadlines, it listed, I think, December 18th or somewhere around there as the deadline for adding new defendants. It's a thing you can do to amend your complaint, and you have until a certain date to do it. And the idea, and the only reason why it would be denied would be if, for instance, he had done it before too many times. Like, if you do it too much, the judge can say, no, you're done. But he's never tried to amend it. There's been no amended complaints in this. Most cases that you look at will have an amended filing because certain things come up in the litigation. I mean, litigation is like an investigation. It is like an investigation. And as you go through it, as you can see, as we have watched this, more and more evidence has come to light that is relevant to this case.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a mechanism in place so that if that happens, you may amend your complaint to add more people and more counts, etc. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's just that's basic stuff. We see this stuff happen, and again, it is correct. A judge has to say yes, indeed, this indeed is going to go forward. I'm going to allow this, but. Holy crap. Again, I feel like I'm going to try to give a little of that good advice. And the good advice is going to start with, why the fuck would you post that?
I don't know.
Why? Because a judge might take a statement like that personally. That could actually be introduced. Anything can be. And, yeah, you just never know. You never know what might end up out there, and you never know. There's been enough. By the way, statement wise, I don't think it really matters what they say anymore because they have, my God, I was looking through a few of the transcripts from some of those. Oh man, some of those early ones. I haven't even gone through like many of them. I know other people, break down things and they talk about it. And I was like, finally, I'm going to look at the transcript. I just want to see her. I don't want to read. I don't want to listen to this. I just want to see how it plays out. And my God, man, some of the statements there, again, they're not insults. They're not saying, oh, you're stupid, you're bad or whatever. It's not something like that. They are statements of fact. And
yeah, they're making very strong claims about Jeremy Hales that have not been backed up by any evidence, no receipts whatsoever. That's one of the things that really bothers me. They will make statements like Jeremy ran to Ohio after seeing George on a security camera with a man, and then he let all of his ducks and chickens die. Where is the evidence for that? How would you know what he saw on his own security cameras? That is a statement of fact. You have to be very careful when you say things like that. Mm-hmm. You better know, that that's true.
I haven't learned anything from anything. You would think like watching things play out and being wrong. about so many things. Maybe, maybe you should revisit some other stuff. And maybe, the people that have been right, again, you don't have to like myself. You don't have to like Megalodonus Bone. But listen to all these other folks that have said, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. And it's come to pass. Maybe this should give you pause. But again, they can say whatever because they've already said quite a bit. So, hey, go out and add to it. But who was reading this? I can't remember.
I think it was me.
Okay.
It was me. So this is the defamation count against Weeks, who you all have known as the XXL flea number 1. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 64 as fully set forth below. This is an action for damages against Weeks that exceeds $75,000 for defamation per se. Weeks orally and in writing published false statements about Hales to third parties. The false statements were calculated to defame or diminish the reputation of Hales in his immediate community and within his capacity. The false statements were made with knowledge of their falsity or with reckless disregard as to their veracity.
This is important, by the way. When you see statements like this is stating that actual malice transpired. Yeah. Like when people look at that, people are like, well, why does it say it a certain way? Because there's a certain threshold.
There's a threshold.
And this is the threshold. And when you look at statements, you judge it for yourself. When the stuff that's listed in here is, that's a droplet of water in an ocean. There's so much.
Yeah, and you know what? You're good at there. This is for a fact finder to decide. And the fact finder in this case will be a jury. They have asked for a jury trial. And all of you out there may put yourselves in the position of a jury on this trial. You may try to look at this from someone who is sitting on a jury. And as the evidence unfolds, how would you decide this case? That's what I always like to ask myself. So we have a little while more to go, more evidence to come, facts to be heard. But that's what I like to ask myself. How would I feel if I were a juror on this case?
That's actually a good point there. Imagine with legal documentation, how things are argued. You can tell how an argument is going to come together. And we've seen parties. We've either seen a party in court, before, or we've seen how people argue said points when they go on live streams and more. We've gotten kind of a taste of one, we don't really know how they're going to operate within the courtroom setting, but we've gotten a taste of, how exactly they frame arguments and more. But we've seen another one in court. Yeah, imagine yourself coming into this with no knowledge whatsoever. Because I can say, if the idea is to go out and to be like, but Your Honor, Jeremy Hales is actually a puppet master of all of these people. And Veteran Nation and Lloyd's Camper. And it's like, well, what?
Oh, it also should be noted that Bruce was scheduled to be live tonight with Super Dave on Grindertown or whatever the hell that show is called. And that got canceled real quick. I have a screenshot of the cancellation, which is funny. I have it somewhere. Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah, I do.
So he had it all set up and he was going to be talking mac and cheese tonight with Bruce. And that as soon as someone told me about it, I went back and I went to look at it, and it was just sitting on my screen. And as it was sitting there, suddenly the thumbnail went away, and this is what I saw. Hold on, here we go. And I need window. Share. Now, this video is unavailable.
Oh, no.
The name of it was, Did Someone Say Mac and Cheese? With Bruce Matskin. And over here on the right, you can see there was one person waiting that said, can't wait. And then all of a sudden, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. This was a smart move, by the way. They should not be, look, I'm going to give some good advice again. Here's my good advice to those of you who were added in or to this lawsuit. You shouldn't be streaming right now. You shouldn't be talking. You should shut up and lawyer up, which is the advice I would give to anybody who's in a lawsuit. And by the way, that's exactly what you would see me do. If
For me,
I was,
no, what I know I can do though is I can sit down and talk about something, and when there's a point, I can counter a point. I can go in without, again, making statement of facts about other people and doing horrible shit. You know, I mean, the lawyer.
I agree. But I think in my personally, I would probably wait.
I don't know if I would or not, because you know, I know that there will be here's the thing. I know a certain person loves to listen, and what they take that as is an invitation to silence, and fuck all that.
Well, that's true. Well, but however, that doesn't mean that it wouldn't continue to be discussed.
Yeah, it's just how you discuss.
If
and
you
what
think
you
for
discuss.
1 second, if some idiot like this sues me, that there would suddenly be silence on YouTube about it, that is not what would happen. It would go hog wild everywhere.
Yeah, you would know how. Again, there's a difference. If I look back at everything I did, you know, again, like this guy has said multiple times, like his definition of defamation against him was calling him an ambulance chaser. You know, saying that he didn't have clients. That was his, okay? Versus you saw what was on that document, you know, not just calling him a psychopath, but man, all the other, and again, if the indication, I have not gone through, and to be very fair about this, I want to make this clear. I've not gone through like I did with the transcript, looking at another person that was just added. But if statements that we've seen are any indication of things that have been said, all the hours that were spent on live streams and more, yeah, I'm going to say there's probably a lot more. So for him, it probably was a good idea, you know, to go in and silence it. Yeah, I think this is me. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the false statement viewed to the plaintiff behavior characteristics that are incompatible with the proper conduct of his business, profession, and office. False statements also impute to the plaintiff the commission of crime. As a result of the defamatory publications, Hale has suffered general damages. And again, we give the wherefore. Now, count 7 would be the same.
Tortious interference for Preston and Cook.
Yeah. Okay. Wherefore? Oh, look. Mad skin.
Tortious interference.
Wow. And people who don't understand tortious interference, I just think, you know, you can summarize it very easily. You know, you have an A-B relationship. Imagine that in any business relationship. You know, A party, that would be, I'm just going to say me, I have whatever, I'm offering that. And let's say B party, that's going to be a person called Megalodonus Foe. We're doing business together. And then someone sees their way in. So C party decides to shove themselves right into our AB relationship. That, when they damage, that's tortious interference. So,
am I is it me? I don't remember.
Yeah, let's say that one's you. Okay.
All right. Hale's incorporates paragraphs 1 through 64 is fully set forth below. This is an action for damages against Bruce that exceeds $75,000. Hales maintains valid and enforceable contracts and business relationships with his customers. Matskin is knowledgeable of the contractual and business relationship between Hales and his customers. Despite no,
it didn't matter. I mean, you can hit those two, and I'll
Despite knowledge of the customer's contractual and business relationship with Hales, Matskin intentionally and without valid justification interferes with such a relationship. Hales is damaged by Matskin's unlawful conduct by losing revenue streams that otherwise would remain with Hales absent Matskin's interference with Hales' valid contractual relationships.
You know, and you get your wherefore. They're asking for compensatory damages, again, amount to be established at trial, fees, costs that are incurred. That's a big bill right there. So the game they're playing has a huge price tag at the end of it. That's, they keep laughing about how much money that Jeremy Hales has had to spend. You have so many people. I'm not saying one specifically, but I'm saying generally you hear a lot of laughter about that just insane amount of money. But like Jeremy said, no settlements, no nothing. We're going forward. You're getting justice out of this. So, yeah. Now, tortious interference too. There's interesting stuff that's provable. Weeks gets fascinating. We've had admissions on there. We had the Olight incident, where we had admissions that there was indeed contact, and then we had that college fiasco. All of that.
The auction school. Auction school. Just recently, Weeks encouraged her audience to do a thing that we always tell everyone here never to do. Don't ever contact anybody. Yep. Never, ever contact anybody that we're talking about. And she encouraged the entire audience to start calling the auction school where Jeremy is teaching to get him fired.
Yeah, and people oftentimes try to disguise some of this stuff, as consumer advocacy. This isn't a person that does any of this stuff, that uses products that are there, and they're encouraging who knows how many other people to do that. And fascinatingly enough, while we haven't seen it with those examples, we've actually seen evidence of Bruce with Veteran Nation saying that wanted other people to go in and flag videos and take down the channel. So, I mean, we've seen, with that, like I said, with Veteran Nation, and in that letter that was written, I really want to see all the letters that were written to YouTube.
Oh, I would bet money that we know that he wrote to YouTube Legal about Hales, because in the letter about Veteran Nation, he said they should be familiar with it based on previous communication.
Man, so many items come into play. Like, you get all these pieces. Like, this is what I'm saying, when you compile all of this and you see these little pieces that felt like, man, that's kind of crazy. This is connected to Veteran Nation. Oh, look at this weird little paragraph here. It talks about behavior we've not seen the examples to yet, but that's an admission of going in, and they're going after his channel. And we've had other admissions. Interestingly, if anything ever happens to my channel or to Megalodon's Foe's channel as well, we've had numerous recent admissions. Somebody talking about their plan to shut our channels down. Oh yeah. And
it's unbelievable how big their mouths are. They say these things. Like, we continue to say over and over again, we're not going after their channels. We're not shutting down anybody's channels. We don't do that. We're not mass flagging. We don't encourage people to do that. We don't do any of that. They're out there saying just the opposite. Yesterday or the day before, saying they're going to strike Shara. And the crazy part is, she's out there, Weeks is out there saying, she can't use my voice, because Shara took that little clip of her threatening Shara. That's evidence. That's evidence, dumbass. And it is fair use. She transformed it into a whole different video. She can absolutely take a few seconds of your voice. She can absolutely do that to prove her point.
She could have taken a clip straight out of there, labeled it however she wanted, put it out there. And again, if you go with what happened with Sargon of Akkad, these are established cases. If you go with what happened there, that would have been fair use. But she went well above that. And another part of this too, that statement was about Shara. So we're not talking about just some random thing. We're talking about something that was directly a threat toward Shara. Oh, we have
and
all
she's
of this
a witness.
Yep.
She's a witness.
And they knew that.
Yep, they knew that.
Yep, they've known and continue to know that. So
witness intimidation. It's unbelievable.
So count 10. Tortious interference. Again, with Weeks. At paragraphs 1 through 64, the amount exceeds $75,000. Again, valid and enforceable contracts, business relationships with customers. Weeks had knowledge of that. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Weeks is knowledgeable of the contractual and business relationship between Hales and his customers. Yep, like Olight. Yep. Despite knowledge of the customer's contractual and business relationship with Hales, Weeks intentionally and without valid justification interferes with such relationship. Hales is damaged by Weeks' unlawful conduct by losing revenue streams that otherwise would remain with Hales absent Weeks' interference with Hales' valid contractual relationships, like Olight. Wherefore, and then seeking the relief, compensatory damages in an amount to be established at trial, attorney's fees and costs, and other further relief as the court may deem appropriate. And then there's civil conspiracy, count 2 for all defendants.
Wow. That's, they keep talking about, all these people. See, they keep saying without any evidence whatsoever that somehow there is a conspiracy from Jeremy Hales and everyone else, like all these random people. Like it's such an insane claim, because you've seen this guy reach out, tell people to cover, but if anybody actually, they've gone in and they've said, man, Jeremy Hales looks like he's in the right here. This judge, this stuff looks crazy. Or by God, if they've interviewed Jeremy Hales, yeah, they say, that's Rico. And yet, look what we're looking at here.
You can take over.
Okay, I'll take it. So again, paragraphs 1 through 64. All defendants agree to intentionally and maliciously participate in a civil conspiracy amongst themselves and with other individuals, the purpose of which was to commit the torts of defamation per se, and tortious interference with advantageous business relationships. Throughout the course of the conspiracy, defendants acting in concert coordinated in furtherance of the common scheme. Each defendant is jointly and man, this is crazy when I think about it, because what it's saying here is, they are all liable. Everyone here, they are all liable for the torts of other members of the conspiracy which were committed in furtherance of the conspiracy. All defendants agreed to launch a campaign to defame plaintiff as evidenced by their actions. As a result of the defendant's conspiracy, plaintiffs suffer professional, reputation, and emotional harm. These torts cause the damage outlined in the previous cause of action. Oh man, aiding and abetting. You want to pick up aiding and abetting? Did I lose the Megalodonus?
No, you didn't lose me. I was muted like a boomer. My child opened my door, and I was reading, and I just realized
my child just opened the door.
Get away from the window. Count 12, aiding and abetting all defendants. Hales incorporates paragraphs 1 through 64. Defendants Matskin and Weeks aided and abetted defendants Preston and Cook in committing tortious acts, including defamation per se, and tortious. I almost said tortoise.
Tortoise interference.
Tortoise interference.
I almost said that earlier. That's funny.
Tortious interference with advantageous business relationships by, among other things. Oh, I love this phrase, advantageous business relationships, because they are making money. Yep. They always claim that we're making money on whatever. They're literally making money on this, and Bruce promised them they would make money. There is this is not a thing. Any of us, we always tell you the truth. Like our channels are our businesses. We make money on our channels covering a variety of different topics. That's how that works. These people conspired together to make an advantageous business relationship on this. It's crazy. It's
wild. It's so wild to see. It's wild to see it actually, everything that we've said come to fruition again in documentation. If a judge is like, okay, again, we're going to allow a jury to hear this. You know, and really, when you think about what the judge, you know, when they say this will never happen, I love that they say that'll never happen, because they seem to be wrong every time that happens. Remember, Bruce told us that this stuff, it would never get to the point we're looking at right now. It would all be gone. We would not have a trial. You know?
Yep,
And
that's right. So along with the tortious interference with the advantageous business relationships by, among other things, providing them with the means, platform, and network.
Yep.
I mean, it's clear here to me, it is my opinion that this is 100% right on. Defendants Matskin and Weeks knowingly and with full awareness substantially aided defendants Preston's and Cook's wrongful conduct.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. I like it. It feels like they play this weird game too, you know, where they don't want those folks to be out there and to make public statements, which again, you know, as a lawyer, I would say, yes, I don't want them to make public statements, but they do. Like they're in chats. You see them talking about stuff, you know, as money is raised and this, it's yelled about and more. We keep seeing, you know, we keep seeing that again and again. And I mean, they're right there in the fray. So defendants, Matskin and Weeks, intentionally helped create or participated in the creation of content about plaintiff to share and provided a platform upon which to share this and other content to assist defendants Preston and Cook in committing tortious acts, including defamation, defamation per se, and tortious interference with advantageous business relationships. Yeah. You would think you'd be smart enough not to call for, you know, again, some of the stuff that we've seen, you know, like destroying business relationships. I mean, we're not talking about, you know, at first they started talking about, well, the subscribers here, those folks, you can't actually prove blah, 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 you know, well, okay. So then they take it further. They go with the OLITE thing. And at first there were denials. No, that we didn't do that. And then just straight up, oh yeah, we did that. Like you said, the college, which you explained.
It's crazy.
I've been watching.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Defendants Preston and Cook aided and abetted defendants Matskin and Weeks in committing tortious acts, including defamation per se, tortious interference with advantageous business relationships by, amongst other things, repeatedly publishing defamatory statements about plaintiffs as detailed above on defendants Matkins and Weeks platforms and networks and elsewhere. You know, another thing that hasn't been brought up, by the way, and this could be a very interesting little aside, they did something that when I look at it, I'm like, wow. I mean, this is insane too. And you know, this doesn't come up that often, but remember that quote unquote expert report that was paid for, the one about the signs, the one that they said, you know, this right here, it proves that Jeremy Hales did this. Well, they weren't looking for content to put into a lawsuit. They were as everything, unless, I mean, maybe now they might try to put that stuff in, but what we saw, that wasn't filed at all. What we saw was that discussed in public and utilized as a bludgeon.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't thought a lot about the quote unquote expert witness that they brought up. You know, the one again we talked about. Yeah,
the guy that was discredited in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes after we heard his name. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you notice that doesn't get discussed really ever. It's become a one-line drop, you know, which they were saying before that came up, but definitely after. They came up with this insane conspiracy that Jeremy somehow, when not present around there, somehow he put those signs out. He wrote those. It's like, what? And then that'll be a fascinating one. I think that's a piece of it too that really looks bad for them. But
yep.
Let's see. And defendants Preston and Cook knowingly and with full awareness, substantially aided defendants Madskin and Weeks' wrongful conduct. So demands, again, I'm going to stop here, but I'm not going to roll down because I'm not sure what information is under this,
Sure.
but they're demanding jury trial. So again, like Megan said, they want to put this in. So you think with all the information that you've seen, and God knows what else is out there too, we haven't been privy to discussions. Like we don't know what Shara will have to say. That'll be coming up soon. But Shara, you've seen what she's seen so far. We have no idea about all the conversations, all of the other insanity that she has been privy to. So those pieces, if you think what's here looks bad, imagine all of this other stuff in there.
Speaking of Miss Wolf.
Oh man,
You
Miss
see
Wolf.
this? I was playing with Grok.
Okay, I gotta. Oh man, look, they're hanging out. They're buddies. Yeah. Shara's tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah.
Miss Wolf. Oh man.
Tomorrow.
Shara, you know what? I really do. I want to. Again, I'm not part of this lawsuit or anything, but I want to commend her on the bravery, because it really takes a lot to stand up when you know that something is that messed up, when you feel that you're in danger. I really want to commend her. She has done a lot. She has managed to go in, and she has made points. I'd wondered, we've never seen anything from her really, her taking and presenting information, and the way that she has taken and presented that information so far has been absolutely astounding.
Yeah, it's been pretty epic. And she is doing good work. We have something else too. I don't know if you have time to get to it, but there is an order from the judge.
Oh yeah. Do you want to pull that up? Do you have it in front of you?
Yes. Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
I certainly do.
I certainly do. I do. Here somewhere.
I'm 100% right on that.
I thought you had it. I mean, I have it. I just don't know where it is.
When I lined up things, I was like, wait a minute, did I line that up actually?
Wait, where did it go? Oh, crap. Oh, here. Wait, I think this is it. Open. Yes. Okay. So let me, that was just a temporary setback, everyone. Calm down.
Yes.
Everyone.
There's more. Like I say, like Megan said, actually, I shouldn't say like I said, like Megan said, there is more. There's much more.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. It's like a late night infomercial. All right. What we have here is, if you recall, a couple of days ago, so right before Jeremy's deposition was taken by Bruce, and right before he was rocking back and forth with his hands between his knees, he requested that the court make a determination to seal the deposition from the public at all costs, because Jeremy Hales was going to use it for content for his channel. And Bruce decided that he really needed the court to seal it from the public. Before the court had a chance to rule on that, the deposition happened, and then Bruce filed yet another motion to put the deposition on the record.
Yes, I need the audio. I need the video. I need the transcript.
He said he definitely needed the video because it would show the public and the court how Jeremy behaved. So to me, it sounds like he wants it for content.
Yes, that's actually what it sounds like. Very much so,
And it turns out that Randy did not, he didn't pay for a videographer. So, and Randy opposed the motion to release the video.
Wait a minute.
So this,
wait a minute. I'm confused. So I thought Randy, and again, this is not my statement. This is statements that I've heard from counsel out there. I thought Randy was right in there, making sure that when this stuff happens, he was going to provide content to Jeremy Hales. else. That's why all of this was happening. In fact, it was all about the content, baby.
Yeah, and it turns out they didn't even hire somebody to be there. Bruce did. So, and then Bruce asked, he's now asking for it to be released, and Randy opposed it on Jeremy's behalf. But the judge has issued an order, and it's pretty interesting. So let's read through it. It's short. This matter is before the court on defendant's motion for order to provide plaintiff's deposition audio. Defendants shall file the written transcript of plaintiff's deposition, the written transcript, immediately upon receipt of it from the stenographer. The court hereby advises counsel and the parties that it is highly likely that after reviewing the transcript, the court will schedule an in-person hearing. Counsel and the parties will be required to attend that hearing in person.
Can you roll it up a little more? We were covering it. So, you know, sorry about
yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at my copy, not on StreamYard.
Yeah.
As the court previously informed counsel, it will not tolerate misconduct in this litigation. The court will not hesitate to sanction counsel and the parties. So ordered. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can look at this. I'm just going to say, I think this judge is an FAFO kind of judge.
Yep.
Fight
the way that
around
reads.
and find out.
Yep. Fight around and fox out.
Yep. I think that he, fight around and fox out sounds like a good show name, Doug. I think the judge is already fed up with the bullshit. And interestingly enough, I think that Bruce is going to claim that this is bad news for Jeremy. Mm-hmm. And I think that the other side would say it's bad news for Bruce.
Right.
And I have a feeling that the judge, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I think this is before the judge saw the amended filing.
Right.
And he's not ordering the video. He's denying Bruce the video. Why is he denying Bruce the video? Why is he only giving Bruce the written transcript? That's my question. I don't know the answer, but I don't think it looks great for Bruce. That's my guess.
I have a child radar.
Oh.
That's why I went quiet for a second. You know? Okay. Okay, well, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Well, go enjoy it then. That sounds awesome. Hey, will you shut my door for me? Yes. Thank you. I love you. Love you too. That's why I went quiet for a second. She's like, must raid, must. I was like, oh, first I muted her out, but then I was like, man, it's always good to hear from a calming presence too.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with this, like you said, there's going to be the interpretations of it beforehand. Even if you interpret it as, again, Bruce would. Like you said, remember, this stuff appears before we have our amended filing. Now, afterwards, what exactly do you think a judge that, again, is a five around and fox out kind of judge, what are you going to think about all of this stuff that's been going on, with the what the hell's media ecosystem and all of that other insanity? What do you think a judge is going to think about it?
I made a mistake. When I said video, I meant audio, you guys. There's no video.
I said video too. I actually said video too.
I meant audio. So there's an audio recording, and
it's not just that I'm old, and when you talk about stuff, I use words like tape and video still.
I do too. I do too.
I have to break that. So
and when I hear recording, I just automatically think video recording.
Yeah.
So anyway, I meant audio.
No, but I said that as well. Audio. Anybody that noted that yourself, like, you're 100% on with that.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me that I read it wrong. But yeah, the audio. So the reason why Bruce wants the audio is because he said so in his little whiny motion to the judge, he said he wanted to shoot that the audio would show, Jeremy's out of control behavior, etc. Well, wait till the judge finds out. Wait till he reads this amended motion and finds out that maybe the reason Jeremy was being was fighting back against this lawyer is because it's the lawyer himself who has been the architect of a conspiracy against him. Could that be it?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. And I think that's actually a very valid point. Again, most people, when you sit down with a lawyer, you may not like a lawyer. You may find them adversarial, but you understand their position. They are paid there. They may be frustrating, but usually calm, composed. That's the way to go. But imagine setting out, imagine if you had the words and voice and actions of people that, again, we've seen the other people that were involved. Well, if those people were in front of Jeremy Hales, that would be a problem. You'd be like, yeah, that's messed up. If they were asking me questions, well, again, Bruce is part of that too. So
do you remember the that awful court case with Darrell Brooks?
Mm-hmm.
Darrell Brooks, who mowed down children and spectators at a Christmas parade.
That was so horrible.
Horrific case. And then he went on to defend himself. And because our laws require that defendants are allowed to do this, he also was allowed to cross-examine the parents of the children who he killed.
Yeah.
And in those moments, it was so hard to watch because, you would expect and you would understand if any of those parents on the stand had lashed out at him. Because there, when he says, and what were you doing when you saw the defendant, whatever, and the person on the stand is thinking, what do you mean it was you?
Right.
You did it.
Yeah.
And that's to me like very similar to what is going on here. And why Jeremy's reaction was what it was to him.
What all of this shows? It shows that Jeremy, underneath any mask that he, wears of calm and composure when he's doing videos, he can laugh at stuff. He's human, and this stuff does get to you. He's talked about, he's been open and honest, and he's talked about how he has to fear. We hear when we hear the discussions of fear too. Look at who Shara says that she fears.
Yep.
So, when you look at that, yeah. And not only that, but if you look at the statements that have been made with this. Also, remember there's an incident that comes to mind. You remember that stuff about George and sickness? And you remember that you remember a certain lawyer and a reaction that they put on the post that was discussing all of that, one that was nasty. And then they said later on, oh no, that couldn't have been me, it was hacked, all of this other stuff. That would stick in my mind as well. If I were there, I'd be like, this person has been not just attacking me, our families, like you or I, we become immune to some of this sometimes. And I'm sure Jeremy, yes, it bothers him, but when you stand up, you can be calm and composed, but your weak spots are the people that you care about. And when people go after them, some of my reactions, like the clip that you play with the hammer thing, that was because someone had done some pretty horrible shit and it aimed it at my wife, saying that they wanted to drive them into miscarriage of the little one. So I had a visceral reaction to that. And that had happened before I ended up on a live stream with them. And I said that I lost my composure. Totally. It wasn't about somebody being
beautiful
rude
thing
to
to behold. It was glorious.
Well, but I lost my composure with it. Typically if I sat down with someone, I could mock and deride them. You know what I mean? I could have a fun stream and just laugh at how stupid they are. But in that moment, you got a human reaction from me. And that is nowhere compared to what Jeremy Hales has had to deal with.
It's terrible. It's just awful. I think it's also interesting in this order. I've never really seen an order that says this part right here. The court hereby advises counsel and parties, it is highly likely that after reviewing the transcript, the court will schedule an in-person hearing. That is a judge telling you, you're coming to see me real soon.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Sooner than you think.
Will come up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, when those in person, when that stuff starts, that'll be fascinating. I do think the other part from that last document that was fascinating too is they brought up deposition. You know, it was those people that are on that show over there, you know, also parties to all of this, they were discussing deposition. How are they discussing deposition?
I know that's very fascinating. There's no now. We had a couple of inside information about that. That's because that's what Jeremy talked about on his members only live.
Yeah, he said it. You know, it wasn't like, hey, you know, let's all discuss what's going on. And weirdly enough, you know, and again,
but it's not the lawyer. It's not coming from his lawyer.
No.
And the only way that they could have gotten it wasn't going to be from Jeremy. The only way they could have gotten any information about how that worked out was through Bruce.
Well, and we saw, that fan group. We saw people discussing depositions. This really intrigued me because we saw anonymous accounts. You know, again, we don't know who they are, and I'm not implying anyone there. I know who they are, but they were discussing things that, if you line them up with what was being said, yeah, they seem to hit pretty close to home with a different spin. You know, they were saying, yeah, this is what I heard, but you know, again, they were taking the anti-Jeremy Hale's stance on it. This came out before you had. Right after everything came up. You can go and look up posts on that fan group. People were talking about it before Jeremy Hale's ever said anything. So that makes me wonder, you know, are people actually privy to that? Are there other people that are privy who exactly is saying that? There's just little things, and I can't answer that. I don't know, but I did find that very interesting because, like I said, those statements.
I just thought of something. So Jeremy said this is just round one of people who are being added to the federal suit, that there will be more. And he strongly indicated that one of the people who will be added next is Dave.
Wow, man.
And that's interesting because I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that Dave and Bruce will have communications between them that are very relevant to this case. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's probably another reason why Dave took down his upcoming live tonight. And, you know, to tell you the truth, while I'm, you know, we've laughed about this, I don't like it when things blow up to this level and everybody's getting sued. I don't like it. I feel like this could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. And why wasn't it? Why do these people take it to this level? Jeremy has only been warning people for like how long now? That if you touch a hot stove, you're going to get burned. If you do these things, if you don't stop defaming, I will sue you. And they don't listen. I've tried to give everybody out there good advice, which is just stop.
Yeah, you can talk about, and again, you can talk about cases. You don't have to like people. You can be consulting, but statements of fact, that's where you have problems. And like you said, I 100% agree with this. I don't want people to have to get sued. That's why, you know, even though I don't like certain people out there, I think that's a very understated. I very much don't like some of these people because of the way they personalize things. But even with that, you're like, yo, you know, maybe you shouldn't say things like this specific thing here or that specific thing there. Those kind of things will get you sued. And you got a guy, they kept saying, oh, this dude, he's litigious, you know. Okay, well, if he's litigious, you're saying that you won't get added to it. Those two things don't compute to me. You definitely can get sued over that. And again, you're saying this dude does sue people. So,
and if we've learned anything about Jeremy through this process, Jeremy is a man of his word. And when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And he gives you plenty of notice and warning. So I think he's been more than fair. The steps he took with Lynette and John, he was more than fair. He gave them a warning. He sent them a cease and desist. They ignored that. Then he went and he got a restraining order in Ohio. They ignored that. Then, it escalated to the point where he had to file this suit because there's no other option to stop him. Stop them. He wants a judgment. He wants a judge to look at it. He wants a jury to see that he's been wronged. And this is a common problem that's occurring lately all over the place. People have become, it was like what you said on that live stream, Tug, when you lost your temper with that guy. People have become very comfortable running their mouths and saying things that they would never say to your face. And there is such a thing as going too far, and there are legal remedies to take care of that. And that it did have to happen. Jeremy, if you guys missed Jeremy's live today, I encourage you to go and watch it. He said some very nice things about us, by the way, Tug. He said that he very much appreciated us, and I appreciate him too. I appreciate that he's been through a lot, and he has been abandoned by a lot of people. And I have never seen this case as Jeremy's a perfect person, or I want to be on Jeremy's side because he has more fans. I have always seen this as a case where I saw a wrong happening to someone. That wrong shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, the idea, if you're wanting to talk about something that is a subscriber thing alone, see that's such a ridiculous idea, because there's lawsuits that go on all the time. There's a YouTuber, CoffeeZilla, for example. He's been hit with litigation for pointing out scams, rug pulls, in the crypto realm.
Oh yeah,
that guy is a major
went after
player.
We talked about Mr. Beast and what a terrible guy he is. Like Mr. Beast has millions of followers. We took on a little bit of that case, and it's not about subscribers.
What's his name? Jake Paul. I get the Paul brothers, not the one that got in the boxing match with Mike Tyson.
Oh, the other one. Brother. Yeah, I don't know what their names are.
I get them confused. So whichever one that is, they're involved. That's major subscribers. One of the things that really bothers me about the Jeremy Hale's thing too is that lawfare threats of it were utilized. This is my opinion on it. They were utilized to say, if you stick with this, if you talk about this case, if you go in and you do journalism, you show a little integrity there, you will be sued. And a lot of people, they walk away because they are threatened by that. And it works to ostracize this person, and
isolate him.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, sickening. And that makes me more willing to stick around. It really does. And the thing is, I'm so glad I did, because even though I've, at times, I have, of course, doubted some things. I've thought, am I crazy? Am I being gaslighted? Have I seen things wrong? Because normally I trust my gut. I look at the evidence and I trust my gut. And there have been times through this where I think, my God, have I made a mistake? And that today, everything that I thought was true has been corroborated to me through multiple parties pre-Jeremy Hale's.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Every damn thing, including, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what's happening on Tuesday, including concerns for the child. So many concerns, so many deep concerns that I will tell you this. When I had to inform Connie that the child is still in their care, she cried. And everything we have talked about here, every concern that we have had, has been verified by other people unconnected to any of this YouTube drama, any of this, anything that everyone's concerned about. Oh, it's just for YouTube. Nope. This has been an ongoing thing. More people in other places have had the exact same concerns that Jeremy Hales and George have had. The exact same concerns.
Well, I'm glad that some of that's getting addressed too, because that line of questioning that was starting and it got shut down when John Cook was doing his depo. We got what, 38 minutes, I think it was, something like that. When that got shut down improperly, I might add.
Yeah.
There were names that started coming up because the narrative has always been Jeremy Hales. Again, blame Jeremy Hales, like we've joked about over and over. But it's, as far as these reports are concerned, blame Jeremy Hales. And the line of questioning you could see begin to manifest was, have you heard of this person? Have you heard of that person? And they were saying these people have had concerns. These people have also, had them. And again, like you said, they are pre-Jeremy Hales. So you can't say that he somehow, unless you're saying, he's like a Terminator.
And you can't say that he reached out to them. He didn't. I did.
No. But unless you're saying he's a time traveler,
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could be a time traveling. It's like quantum leaping.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't do an Arnold Schwarzenegger, but whatever.
But I mean, no, honestly, like you can't. There is no defense that anyone can come up with to go after the Northport people, witnesses to this. And by the way, none of them knew about what was going on. They did not. Only one had heard that there was some kerfluffle, but didn't really look into it. The others were completely out of the loop, didn't see anything on YouTube, none of it.
This case, though, has put everything that we've seen into play. Like I said, I really want to go and look back with all this new information. I want to go back and look at Ohio, that audio. I want to look at that depo, because all of that stuff, I didn't even finish all the depo, but the audio as well. I mean, you look at the change now that we have the pieces like Shara has added, for example. We have narratives, in these narratives, you have proof that they fluctuate and they change. They've changed so many times, about as simple as how exactly Jeremy Hales, like how they quote unquote met, the tractor, how that ended up on that property. I mean, so many things are lies. Oh, I just want to look back and see what's locked in. And I think when you do that and then you see how things are spun, I think there are a lot of new parties that are seeing some of this too. You have people that are picking this up every day, and just like us, it's been a lot to follow. We pick up so many, again, content, Krampus content. It's all delivering, and it's been firing on all cylinders for quite some time. And a lot of people don't know about that. And one of the things, like with PR, you notice they never show those things. They admitted they never watched any of the court, because why would they? That's not the purpose. That might make somebody look bad when a judge is like, or an appeals court is like, yeah, that judge, they were really terrible in this stuff. All of that stuff, it locks in narratives. And like I said, it's all in play. Everything could be evidence now. Man.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's exciting for Jeremy, though. I think, again, there's a lot of vindication, a lot of validation of his concerns. Anybody that was out there saying, oh, man, this dude is just doing this for clicks, or he's pretending that he's afraid of this or that. Yeah, look at those statements. Look at what's being said behind the scenes and in front of it, too. Again, that statement about ex-con friends putting a tracker going to, God, man, some of that stuff is just absolutely bonkers.
This whole thing is bonkers.
Yeah. I don't even I
We
can't
didn't
believe
even-
all this is one case. I mean, well, it's all one party, multiple cases, but I can't believe this is all like centered around this one group of people. Oh man, it blows my mind. So I'm
I
at a
know, it's
loss for
crazy.
words.
I know. I know.
Oh my God. And there's so much more. I feel like at one time I thought, man, we've got a decently complete picture. And then more pieces start. Again, Tuesday, there's more pieces. You know, there's that other thing, and be very vague about this. There's that other thing that Megalodonus foe, where we were talking about a bombshell, and you were like, yeah, you know, I've been looking at, I've been doing this thing called journalism, and you know, I've been looking into this. No, I mean, that is a massive bombshell item too. That when it comes to light, you know, when all of that is like, oh man, that's yet another thing I think people will be stunned at. Again, very vague. I've got to be vague in
These
that.
things take time. They take time.
They have to be right.
But I
You know.
want you guys to know too that, you know, you've probably noticed that I haven't been streaming as much on my channel. And it's because it takes time and effort to get to the bottom of a lot of this stuff. And I have been working every day on it for hours. Sometimes I forget to get up and from my chair. And you know, it's just time is it's all blending together right now. But I am working very hard on a lot of these things. I have multiple irons in the fire, and there are things that are there's a moment, and I think Shara would understand this. There's a moment when you're working on a story where things start to avalanche. And it avalanches from all angles almost. It starts breaking off and it starts just falling down on all sides. And that's what's happening. So it's going to take a while. But there are things happening, big things. Tuesday, you're going to hear a big chunk of it. And then hopefully soon there will be more. But it's just falling like manna from heaven right now.
I'm also not saying what will happen in a courtroom. You know, as far as a case is concerned, I think this is a very strong case. You know, at first when we discussed thinking that it was just going to be a tortious interference thing, it was like, you know, those are difficult. And then you start, wait, defamation per se. My God, you know, this has become. That's one thing, man. I don't give credit very often, but you know, I need to give credit to one person out of this, and that's going to be someone. Man, it's going to surprise you. Let me pull this up very quick. You know, who do I need to credit with that? Bruce. Why? Because he said again, it's just a matter of time before this story is reported in mainstream legal media, likely even broader. There's never been a situation like it. Yeah, you know, when he's talking about it, he was right in that part right there. I think that, you know, the right eyes see it, it does indeed blow up. This becomes a massive story. It already is a massive story, but I think, God, if this is like a Netflix show, the making for real. It is that insane. And Jeremy has been
and I think this recent development, this amendment, is very unusual. You don't see the opposing lawyer, you know, an amended complaint to add him very often, and that's going to catch the attention of others, I'm sure. So
well,
we'll
and
see.
we you know, one thing we did not discuss in this is the implications that has on the case. Like, what does it mean if Bruce is added as a party?
Well, I think what it means, if the judge says yes, it is my understanding that he cannot be Lynette's lawyer anymore. He needs to hire a lawyer for himself, and she needs to get another one because there's a massive conflict of interest.
See, that's wild. That changes the landscape of everything. That right there.
Yep.
I don't think, I think maybe Bruce from his action, shutting down any discussion and everything. I don't know how he'll continue to play this forward, but from that action, maybe he does realize how big this is. I don't think other parties do yet.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I think they'll get a picture for it. All right. I'm gonna hit super chats. You
Yep.
hanging or
No, I gotta run, but
Okay.
thank you for having me. And I'm sorry I gotta go early, but I have
you're
stuff I gotta follow up
Early.
on.
Shit.
So
It's been 2 hours and 43 minutes. You're good.
all right, cool.
All
Cool.
right.
See you guys.
Yeah. See you later. And for real, folks, when we get around every day, there's more stuff to cover. Again, there's exchanges. We've talked about. Let me preview something for you real quick. You want to see something interesting? Let me give you a little snippet. Okay. Now, as far as Bruce is concerned, there's something I haven't been able to touch on because, like I've said, I want to give everything the attention that it merits. And there was, we're talking about exchanges, the attempts at what I would call recruiting, spin, and more. Well, there's email exchanges, these email exchanges that I want to go over. I've got them all nice and redacted, These are from said Bruce, and they're just quid pro quo. And some of the stuff that's in here is wild. It is absolutely wild. And I mean, it has everything. It has spin. Oh my gosh, it's going to be good stuff. But these deserve their own stream, I say. And man, they are very much. They're coming very soon. I was planning on doing those today, and then all of this dropped, and this is massive stuff that we just saw. But when you see the actions of Bruce, you see the emails and everything, it's just, oh man, it's so much. So we will talk about those. There's a lot more that's come up. This week has been a wild one. But having said that, let's hit those chats. Michelle, thank you for the 5 there. Looking forward to the Butter Twins getting theirs. Well, they definitely got added in. Like I said, Megan said as well, a judge has to say, yep, indeed. So, but documentation-wise, wow. Teddy, thanks for the 20 there. So excited. Journey plugging their show on his. I hope they have the goods on Bruce. Well, you saw it there. As Russell Crowe, let's see, is Russell hanging out? By the way, let me check something real fast. Let me see. Russell Crowe. Hey, Russell, what do you have to say about this? Are you not entertained? That's right, Russell. Yes, we have definitely been entertained by the insanity there. Thank you, Russell Crowe. We will now go back to the super chats. Cunning Linguist, thanks for the 2. Let's fucking go. That's right, baby. Let's fucking go, man. Rebel Bird. Hey, Rebel, what's up? Also, love to the mods. Mwah, appreciate you all, especially in all the chaos that comes up. Thank you, too. 5 gifted memberships there. Boom. Thank you very much for that. Sticky Widget. What's up, Sticky? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Man, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Teddy, thank you also for 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much there. And Suzanne also. Thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Man, love to everybody. Suzanne, Teddy, Sticky, Rebel, gosh, love to all of you. Thank you very much. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 5. Maybe B-Bam should go to Costco to get more paper towels for the rest of the depots. Well, there, depending on how this plays, we'll see what happens with lawyer. We'll see what happens with depot. Like I said, this could have major implications on the structure of this case too. So it's not just the addition of somebody. The way it was discussed at first, people kept talking about it like maybe they didn't understand. They thought, oh, these people are being added as witnesses. Oh, no. They're added as parties too. So, man. Granny, what's up? Thanks for the 5 there. Bruce is goose. Keep up the amazing video. It gets better and better. It's been something, man. Man. Jack, thanks for the day. Love Jeremy dropping MOAB. That's right. He is. Jeremy too. I have not had the chance, like I mentioned live today. I have to go in. Today was crazy. There was so much I had to do today, but man, I appreciate it. Megan said, he was saying things. Well, again, there's truth out there. I feel like a lot of that truth, it gets buried under PR. And again, you make up your own minds about stuff, but we try to at least show what this stuff is based on. We've seen screenshots. We've seen conversations. We've heard conversations. We've heard statements from the mouths of. So, when you compare that truth, I mean, it's definitely there. I think when we show it again, you make up your own mind in what's happening. Man, Sticky Widget, also thanks for the 2 months there. New show names, Talking Fast with Megan and Tug, mostly Megan. I have to send that to Megan there. Off topic with Squirrel. Non Elmo and the other one. And breast sticks. Breast sticks. Oh my goodness, you folks. Joan, thanks for the 2 breadsticks. That was either a breadstick typo or a really funny idea. One or the other, either way. Hey, thank you, by the way, Joe. Breadstick money. Thank you. Slug, thanks for the 2 there. Megan's advice to me, you back in the kitchen, Slug. Yeah, indeed, Indeed. What was really bad is seeing some of the things that Slug showcased. I feel like Slug was going to be used as a patsy. He was going to go out. He felt that what he was saying, it had truth. He had that behind him, but he's being misled, much like Shara said. And it gets to the point where, again, when you're making statements and there's nothing actually to back that up, that's where it gets bad for you. You can look at items and you can say, well, A and B happen, then C. You can draw an inference from that, but you can't just create something out of thin air. And a lot of stuff, it was like magic. It's like, poof, there's a claim. Slug, yeah, man. It was good advice in there. It was good. You also you looked at that, took said advice. Again, people can talk about cases. I don't like people having laws. I don't want anyone getting sued. I don't want anything to ever get to that point. I don't like that in something. And if I felt that was wrong, if I felt these people weren't parties, again, if there's like a PR, an announced PR, they're saying multiple times they are this thing, yeah, it might be a different thing. If I felt it was wrong, I would say that. But man, you've seen it again. You be the judge of it. But wow, Wendy, thanks for the 5 there. Good evening, Tuck, Megan in chat. Squid's new name for the 2XLs is douchebaguettes. Lovely. Oh, squid. Oh man, squid, shizzy. Oh, everybody's good stuff. John, thanks for the 5. The old saying, when you dance with the devil doesn't change. The devil changes you. Now that's very true too. It is, for sure. Ty Stick, thanks for the 10. I plead the first. I plead the first. You're not a nice man. Very best. Yeah, I like that. I plead the first, by the way. I think, I plead the 5th. Yeah, but I plead the first. That's awesome. I love it. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5 there. They're all counting on Bruce to defend them. I guess that's not going to happen either. Yeah, it's also fascinating. Was he giving legal advice to people when he didn't represent people? Was he doing that? Because here's again, I don't know if this happened or not. I'm just going to say, and I'm not even saying that about him. I'm just hypothetically here, if a lawyer goes out and gives terrible advice to somebody, they end up getting sued and they end up losing. Can you see a problem in that for somebody? Not just the person that lost, but can you see a problem for another party? So hopefully in this, man, you know, when things fall apart too, everybody's friends and stuff until it becomes an issue of liability. Then it becomes something else. Carol, thanks for the 5. I guarantee BBB is on drugs. The way he acted with Jeremy. Yeah, I don't know exactly how he acted. I've not paid enough attention to him. I'm not going to say that he is doing anything like that. You know, again, very careful about statements like that. It could just be terrible lawyering. It seems like so much more, though. Again, why, as a lawyer, would you engage in some of the stuff that we've seen? That, to me, man, that's not good at all. Joyce, thanks for the 10. You're a megalodon smart and Megan along with Tug. Indeed, man. Like I said, I'm going to give her props big time. People have no idea. She downplays all of the work that's put in, but I mean, people have no freaking idea how much time that, like, for these bombshells that are dropped there, how many hours, how many days or weeks go into making sure. Because when you make something, and you make a statement, again, if you're going to go in and you possibly make a statement of fact, well, you better have something to back it up. And that's why you do all of that. You make sure you fact check people too. You know, you do your best. I'm not saying something can't ever, but you do your due diligence and you try. You're trying to get them all there. Jinx, thanks for the super chat. Boo-hoo, blabber bubble. Lawyer. Spoiler lawyer. That sounds good, actually. It looks good there. Sue, thanks for the 5. BBB equals defendant. How does that work out for pro bone or lawyer? Stepping in. Yeah, indeed. I thought it was crazy. That part. Again, I think there's enough in that filing when you sit down and talk about it. We'll have more conversations that'll pertain to some of that. Some of it will sink in later. But that idea that something was filed pro se and you had a lawyer that was masked that allegedly was part of that, that's not good. Oh, man. Sochma, thanks for the 2. Off the Chain with Megs and Tuck. New show, Off That Chain. Indeed. Suzanne, thanks for the 10. After everything Deuce did to Jeremy, I don't blame Jeremy for having a few words of frustration with Deuce. I mean, really want to know why he canceled George's depot? Such a coward. Yeah, I'm curious about everything. I think the cancellation there, I mean, you saw the filing and everything after the fact. And again, you know, in the best case scenario, lawyers can, they test you, they get under your skin, but you don't stand up, and you're usually not questioned by somebody that is, I'm going to say, allegedly in a conspiracy. I believe they're in conspiracy. I've seen that. If they have a problem, they'll be like, oh, it's defamation, man. We've seen the messages there. Let's see how they try to answer that. Allie, thanks for the 5. He's the stomach Krampus, a stomach cramp us because the keeps flowing and crampons like a heavy flow. If you didn't watch Shara's last video, by the way, you should. But it's funny because she calls them. She's trying to say they're YouTubers, period. And instead she says they're YouTubes, period. And I thought that was very funny. So you check that out. Becky thinks so too. Cramp on, cramp off, the cramper. Cramp on, the cramper. It's funny. Christine, thanks for 2. Oxygen money, breathe. I know, I'm going to have to buy Megan a breather. Oh, got a kid right here. 1 second. Hey, kiddo, what you doing, baby?
Good.
Oh, man.
Chickly was one of the old I didn't see when I was a kid, but he looked cool.
Really?
He lost one slide, but one.
Yeah. You want to give me 5?
Yeah.
Can you give me a high 5?
Yeah, he got 6 million this time, and then after the 6 million, he got a like.
Whoa, man, that's crazy. Oh.
Got one of those right there.
Okay, well, go have fun. It's almost bedtime, so you better go have your fun before we're gonna be tucking in pretty soon. You know.
Did he get a kid for the car?
I will. I'll get it. I'll get it when I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
I'll get you. Yeah. Love you.
I need that.
I will get it for you. Love you. All right. Shut my door too, please. Thank you, baby. She left a stuffed toy in the car. That's what she's like. Can you get my stuffed toy out of the car? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. Thomas, thanks for the 10. Cramp on, cramp off. Indeed. I like that. The cramper. Suzanne, thanks for the 5. Someone in the chat said, flocking crampons. Love it. That's funny too. Joan, thanks for the 2. Money for crampons. You know, they're gonna get all mad about that too. Remember, you know, when they throw a fit about that, remember in banter back and forth, they call begging Megan. That umbrella 5. You roll with it. So hey, the crampons. Enjoy. Wendy, thanks for the 5. Crampy the clown and his crampettes. The crampettes. Oh no. Legal vices. Thanks for those squiggles, man. Surprise. I joined 30 minutes late. All I hear a tug and Megan giggling like damn schoolgirls. Indeed. See there. Read a grand total of 4 paragraphs. Colored me shocked. I know. Hey, I was pretty impressed. We made it through entire filing tonight. And that entire filing, it was 46 pages. So we did amazing there. Man, love the legal vices too. If you want to watch somebody, it's actually a lot of fun. I really like legal vices, by the way. You know, so props to him. Check his channel out for a show. Debbie, thanks for the 20 there. Happy holidays for the little tug girls. So thank you very much. You know, they're excited. The little one is very excited about the upcoming holiday. So thank you. Tie Stick, thanks for the 5 there. Krampus, Matskin, and the Crampons. Dung in a smoking chimney near you. Christmas will never be the same. I have a favorite, so I have my favorites. Other thanks for the 2. Extra assortment, crampons, and jumbo pads. Indeed. Indeed. Tanya, thanks for the 2. John, get away from that crampon. Oh my God, I wouldn't want to step on that. Ragu. Like I said, I love the name. You need to stay with that. I love it. Thanks for the 2. Douchebag and the crampons. Man. Man, oh yeah, somebody had Just Swords. That's a great question there. Thanks for the 2. Crampon song. That. See, for me, my songs are needs more bass. Megan, I would love to see how she would translate a freaking crampon song. And Joyce, thanks for the 2. Flocking crampons. Oh no, man. No. Those flocking crampons. Tracy, thanks for the 5. Money towards Megan's inhaler. I know. Right now, man, we are up to, like I said, a breathing brown bag. Breathe. Rider Chick, thanks for the 2 there. Tug broke Megan. Oh man, I love messing with Megan because when she gets like laughing about you can't stop. It's hilarious. Love it. Freddie, thanks for the super chat there. Ducks, we died. We didn't die. We're in heaven. We're in hell now. This got complicated. Let's have a moment for the ducks. Man, those ducks. Carolyn, thanks for the 2. Put your floaties on. You got to be safe. Oh, yeah, man. I should have put my floaties on. You guys are right. Thank you for looking out for me. Man, I'm safe again. Thank you. Rhea Rye, thanks for the 5 there. This one, gold, silver, and bronze in the stupid Olympics. I know. Apparently, he's not just a judge. He's actually one of the, he's not just a judge, he's not just a participant, he's also an organizer. Yeah, you're right. James, thanks for the 2. Hashtag loofah and lies. Oh my Lord. No. Oh, Megan, glad you liked it. That's funny. That is actually very funny. Travis, thanks to 5. Just don't pull any strings with the grandpas, Doug. It could be messy. Yeah, that analogy about pulling strings for stories, maybe that is a phrasing issue. Lisa, thanks for the 5 or 2 rather. Any guess on who will turn on who first? Yeah, I wonder about that too. Like I said, it's all fun and games until people are on the hook for quite a bit of money, and they're added in, and there's proof that things have happened. Like parties out there again that haven't been added. You know, they've been on notice, by the way. You know, if they're actually trying to hide communications and more, that wouldn't be good. So I would say if you haven't been added yet, maybe you should think about what's happening there, how the communications will go and more. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 5. Sticky Widget, my friend. Thank you. Unfortunately, I have to bail. I'll catch up. Megan, don't have vapor lock indeed. I'll need content next week. Cramp on, folks. Again, cramp on. Thank you. Hope you're doing good, by the way, Sticky. Tie Stick, thanks for the 5. To help print Christmas cards, maybe an NFT. Oh my Lord. We can make, yeah, freshly added to the blockchain. Now, there's your very own Christmas Krampus and the crampons. Oh man, would you like to own the original? Man, Benny True, this is a good statement here. Thanks for the day. Praying for Shara tomorrow. Yes, keep Shara in your thoughts and your prayers for sure. Everybody remember Shara, like this is real. Like the one thing we talk about this with the content portion of it, yes, but this is very real. Shara has been put square into the mix, and man, when she went out again, she's shown a lot of bravery. I think that word is deserved. There's a lot of merit to it. It takes a lot to go out and actually just speak truth. Sometimes it's very difficult, but she's done it. So props to her. But yeah, keep her in your thoughts, keep her in your prayers for sure. For my guys, thanks for the vibe. It gives a new meaning to swimming in content. I know for sure. Foreskin, crampons, LMNOP, a whole look. The swimming that. The swimming ain't that to cut anymore. Let's make sure I read that right. Yeah, everything. Like again, I can't even keep up with some of the craziness that's been happening. I think you're right. I mean, it is so much to go through, but it's amazing. Just another Cajun Joe. Thanks for the month there. Flock. My crampon stuck. My crampon's not stuck. Oh no. Oh, tie stick. And thank you too. Just another tie stick. Thanks for 2. Randy Socket writes beautiful motions. Yeah, Randy does write good motions. Yeah. Randy Socket, I love it. That's actually funny. They probably changed it to that from Socket to Socket. My autocorrect on my phone is ruthless. So, but yeah, that actually, think of the judge. Here's another thing we didn't note. We noted, think about this case, the mindset of a juror. Actually, think about it as a judge that's never seen it. When you look at motions, look at that motion that was presented in front of you. How do you, as a judge, think that you would see that? Do you think it would merit adding people to a case? Do you think like it was spelled out well enough? Do you actually see these causes? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And I think he does a good job of illustrating like his point there. Is that Allie? It's hard for me to read the font there. I like it. I actually like the font there. And thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thanks for the 2. She was going to bring turtles and wanted to collect. Oh yeah. Talking about, the portion where she was invited for free. And here's the craziest thing about that. You wouldn't need a gifting donation box, whatever they want to call it. You wouldn't need that. If you showed up at something, a function for the Hales, and you were around and you maintained, a positive relationship there, that would help you out. That would help your branding out. You wouldn't have needed anything with that. I mean, the coverage alone, the word of mouth alone, that would have helped out. But I guess that's in another what if, right? K-Dubs, thanks for the 10 there. It would be funny to prank LP, like the Brady Bunch episode when Bommy and Peter saw a UFO. No. And that's a joke, by the way. I feel like, again, there's so many litigious ass threats that have been aimed at myself and Megan that I have to say every time, this is a joke. Nobody would actually communicate or contact because we do not encourage that, nor would you ever do that. Man, we're at 96 super chats. By the way, we're 4 off 100. That's crazy. Thank you all. Stick Print Paint, thanks for the 10. Oh yeah, perk rum Rewrite. Certain words and names. Man, I am good at butchering names. I love it though. Lolly, thanks for the 2 there. This is really an amazing day. Yeah, and it also, again, we were told that this would never happen. It would never happen. Remember that, because you're told so many other things. The case would be done by now. None of this would ever go forward. So yeah, remember that. Lindsay, thanks for 2. Unhappy holidays, LOL. Sincerely, Krampus. Yeah, indeed. I feel like, man, Krampus isn't probably having a great day. Frog's Fart, thanks for the 2. Show name, Meg and Tugs. True info, Nugs. That's actually funny. You are a poet. Maybe you know it. Oh, it's amazing. Taz, thanks for the 2. Good overcomes evil in the end. Yes, indeed. You put the truth out. Again, some people will never want to see the truth. They don't care. Ultimately, they've made up their minds. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you see the truth of things. That truth shall set you free, indeed. K-Does, thanks for the 5. Show name. Watching Fox. No offense, Doug. Megan says you're tall and live in the woods. I'm stomping around like Sasquatch. Maybe that's what I saw that one time. I told that story with Megan. I thought werewolf. I was out at my mom's property way back when. I was watching her home, and there was something out by. I had no idea. It's wide open, like nothing around at all. So I go, I walk out the door, go around the back of the house. They have a fence line. I look down the fence line as I'm using my flashlight going down through there, nothing. Then there's a clearing. It has like pallets, like wooden pallets. They're a little dilapidated because they'd been left out from something. There's some weeds growing, but there's a gap there. And notice fur. I was like, oh my God. I scanned over it quickly, but it was big. It was tall, like bear tall, like if it were standing up. But the first thing in my mind, werewolf. For some reason, I was like, it's a werewolf. I don't know why, but I thought werewolf. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a Sasquatch. Maybe it's family reunion. Oh, man, you got it. You got it there. Wayne, thanks for the 2. Megan has mail. Yeah, she'll catch up. There's been a mail explosion over the last few days, month away. So if it takes a little while to get back to something, apologies. I mean, it is anytime. Give me 1 second, I drop something. Anytime bombshells start dropping in a story, you have that. You have a mailing explosion. So it does take a hot minute to get back to him and check. And if you don't hear anything back, or think something's been seen that should have had elicited a response, mail again, forward it. Rewrite, thanks for doing. It's Christmas time. Spruce. Oh man, get the spruce. Indeed. Dan Davis, thanks for the 5. She wanted fame and fortune. She was playing for gold bars, but instead they will be cold, hard steel bars. Yes. Oh my gosh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. Or you're right. Thanks for the 2. All we need to hear the matte skin, the matte skin tapes. I do want to hear the demo, by the way. One of the problems where you don't hear something, this is the issue too. This is one of the reasons I don't like something being sealed, is because you hear everybody talking about it. And depending on who talks about it, you hear it from a different point of view. I would love to sit down and to actually see or hear exactly what was transpiring, and you make up your own mind with it, And again, depending on how that plays out, we know a lot of the factors that go into it. Usually, like I said, you're just sitting down with it. I don't think I've ever seen a lawyer added to a case like this. I don't think I've ever covered anything like that. So, oh man. Shell, thanks for the 2 there. I need a Midol. I know, man. These Krampuses and the Krampus. Oh, it's so bad. The crampons. I need a Midol. Indeed. Dan, thanks for the 5. My new Christmas song title is I'm Dreaming of Power for Christmas. Yeah, you getting some power? Like, is it still out? Is your power still out? That sucks, man. That's absolutely not. Saria, thanks for the 5. The crampons should be sued for false advertising. They look nothing like the avatars. Yeah. For me, like, you understand, I don't actually, I know this will be a shock for some of you, but I don't actually have an umbrella face. Like, I don't think that's false advertisement. I don't pretend that I'm making an avatar of my actual life form. but some folks, yeah. And when it comes up, they're like, oh, that's a brand. Okay. All right. That's Grandma. Thanks for the 5 there. They are now saying Jeremy took the bait during the depot. Yeah, that's a really messed up statement too. That can be. See, here's the thing: when they're making statements like that, does that not sound like a conspiracy for you? Just a minute, I gotta mute. Does that not, though? When you hear that, if somebody's like, "Oh man, that depot, how it played out. Oh, he took the bait." Huh. Are they implying that there was some kind of conspiracy that they were aware of, wherein they were trying not just to regularly, again, lock in answers, but they were baiting Jeremy for certain reactions? Because that would be a problem for a flock around, fox out kind of judge, don't you think? I mean, really think about that. That's a very stupid. But again, I feel like I said it so much that it loses some of its meaning. That's very stupid to do. Okay, well, again, they made so many statements. Might as well keep making statements. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that could bring up some questions. Oh, he took the bait. Oh, so you weren't actually there to depose Jeremy. Again, you were trying to elicit some type of response. Indeed. K-Dubs, thanks for the 10. Stupid and fat was my nickname in college. Man, I'd wear it with pride, I never had a nickname like that, so I don't know. Now, again, with the avatar, hey, you see the nickname for it, but James, thanks for the 5. Megan, the pigs on JH's property are wild as line nuts. Yes, that was something that I appreciate you folks noting. By the way, we were reading through stuff yesterday, or I'm sorry, not reading, but we were going through the video and reading. So we were listening to audio. We were watching along. We went in and read. And when that was brought up, thank you all. Like that needed clarification. So I appreciate that. Lorraine, thanks for the 5. The haters' Christmas came early because their goose is already cooked. Yummy. Fools, flea nuts roasting on an open fire. Love you. Oh, man. Flea nuts roasting. Indeed. Man, we are 99 chats in, by the way. That's crazy. Like I said, I appreciate you all. I've got some, again, in a few weeks, I'm going to announce something very major. And it's I think it's an exciting thing. I cannot do yet, but I'll announce it. I'll say within a month, and this kind of stuff it's definitely appreciated with that. But I know that was fake. Apologies. Jack, thanks for the 2. Tug, thumbnail summary judgment now 2 of 5. Oh yeah, we have more with that too. I could have worked all of that, the thumbnail litigation. I could have worked some of that stuff in there as well. But there was so much today. We'll talk about that. I think we'll have a live stream tomorrow. I mean, I'm still missing some stuff. I won't, like with Jeremy. He goes on Sundays for sure. So I typically, I thought about trying to stream earlier sometimes on a Sunday, but I don't take my regular slot because he streams there. And considering we're talking about his court action, I'll do that. But other days, I'm thinking about streaming some this weekend. I want to get everything caught up. John, thanks for the 5. If you disagree with the fleas, they dox you. There's been a lot of, there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's come from there, And it has nothing to really deal with the case itself. People that cover it, they get caught up in the insanity. People that post, I thought it was quite insane to see people that post on the fan site. Again, it's the What the Hales, but it's not their site. It's a fan site on Facebook. People that posted on there, they were being threatened. They were being brought up. It's like, wow. Again, if you want to bring up things that are being posted, by the way, I'm not saying that you can or you shouldn't, but some of that, it's blowing my mind. Now, Wanda, right there, thank you for that $5 super sticker as well. Thank you very much with it. I appreciate you there. Wanda also, thanks for 5. Y'all are amazing. Y'all rock. Well, thank you there. Y'all indeed. Thank you very much. Taz, thanks for the 2. Big hugs and love to all the caring people here. Yes, indeed. There are a lot of good people. I appreciate you all. A lot of people do. You all are great people. Thank you. Tie Stick, thanks for the 5. How much you want to bet the stenographer knows the judge's assistant? When she asked if the transcript was ready, she said, "Oh boy, is it." I actually, the stenographer, I'm curious. I'm very curious how they saw everything. I imagine they were like, woo, man, boy, howdy, right? Oh, man, gotcha, son. What's up, gotcha, son? Hey, y'all. Indeed. Oh, man, co-option. Suzanne, thanks for the 5. There goes some of the grifted crampon money for LP into the crampons legal fund. How pissed will LP be? My money is gone. My money's still gone. Yeah, my money died. My money, wait, it still died. Yeah, that at least, well, one thing. I mean, I guess they get a new grift. They're going to be added to litigation. So. I do wonder if somebody, again, was promising them they would help them out as a lawyer. Because when you talk about a conspiracy and all that, that's when you get into some real problems. I wonder. And we saw, again, we saw some messages that came up that were talking about like if content got flagged, a certain lawyer would say, you know, that they're their lawyer. They would actually put their name on that. So it does make you wonder. Jeff, thanks for the 2. Paper bag fun for Megan so she can breathe in. I know. She runs in, I'm barely breathing. I can't find the air. Josh's son, thanks for the 2 again. Y'all, some more till Tug has to say y'all. Yes, I actually hate the written form of y'all. I do. That's what the jokes with y'all are. I mean, if you're newer to the channel, you're co-opting my culture. It just, I something about it. It just kills me. Kim, thanks for the gifted membership in that. Thank you very much. Love gifted memberships, by the way. They're awesome. Love seeing all the new member. It gives people, it makes you're already the channel, but it creates this atmosphere. You're like, oh yeah. Carolyn, thanks for the 2. It all went out further, all because of one judge. That's true too. You know, a lot of this stuff could have been shut down and shut down quickly. But one judge brought a lot of attention to this stuff. Like when they talk about Jeremy, the puppet master, what they tried to ignore in there, what they never tell you when they said that Jeremy was somehow pulling strings. Yes, there was a judge, and that judge, what did appeals court think about them? Well, they've had to step aside from every case after that one. It's always left out. That's why a lot of people found this initially very concerning. You know, when I first saw this, I didn't know what to think of it. I didn't know if this would be neighbor v. neighbor, you know, terrible. I didn't know if I had no idea. Much like other people, you're stepping into this thing blind. But the thing that really caught the DUI guy's attention, caught Megan's attention, caught my attention, were the actions of the judge. And they continued, and they were egregious. So yeah, that made a lot of people. Tie Stick also, thanks for the 2. Unlike other sources, we trust you. Well, thank you. You know, and also let me add to this. We do our best because I want everything to be right. Having said that, I want to provide you with the information. Like when we go through a court document, you can look at it. Those are also, you know, they are available to the public. We're showing things that you can go in, you yourself can actually pick up. So as far as that document is concerned, make sure that you look at it yourself. You know, you can look at something and say, I trust your opinion because you're providing evidence, but it's good to always look at that. You also one of the things I've appreciated about you folks on any of these cases that we cover, if you know about it, you add other layers of understanding to it. Once we see all of that, that helps. So when you go in and you look at that, we may omit something because we don't know about it. So that's been amazing. But thank you, Ty Stick. Appreciate that. Yep. Thanks for the 5. Can Bruce be all these others' attorneys since he's been added? Just curious. I'm a little behind on this live. The way I understand that, when you become a party, yeah, you're not going to be the attorney there, you know, so no. And he has not been added yet. A judge, he has been added to documentation. A judge has to say yes. Now, again, I believe there's a lot of evidence to back up the fact that he is part of a conspiracy. I personally believe that. We'll see what a judge says about it, though. But when that pops off, I mean, how could you be, a participant in a conspiracy and be that lawyer? Good questions, right? Nikki, thanks for the month there. Ooh, I'm Tugs Piping Thug. Indeed. Thank you, too. Get them Thug hours on. Appreciate you. Spin Doctor, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome, Tugs Thugs. Appreciate you. Donna, thanks for the $2 super sticker. Man, my chat died. Just a minute. I got to make sure my chat didn't die. My device went dead when I was talking. Give me 1 second. I got to pull up the chat. I do that. I like to try to keep up with the chat somewhat. Also, I like to make sure that the broadcast hasn't died or anything crazy. Lindsay, thanks for the 2. Love, I played the first 2. Yes, I love it. I think that's great. For Candy Fun, thank you. I love that. Again, that is a Jeremy Hill statement. I love that. It's amazing. Gotcha, son. Again, y'all. LOL. Oh, man. Well, thank you for that super chat. Y'all indeed. Yeah, thanks for the 2. BBB and the beeps need paper bags and oxygen tanks. Whew. I imagine there's going to be some explosions later on. It's going to be like, in the clouds. Thanks for the 5 there. Another great scream. Love, Tug, and Megan. Shout out to the mods for doing an amazing job. Yes, love you, mods. Thank you very much. You keep this stuff, the insanity, from being as overwhelmingly insane. Thank you. Vanessa, thanks for the 10. Hi, Bug. Lip gloss money for you. Yeah, she loves it. She actually has gotten some lip gloss the last few days, too. That is like one of her favorite things. She loves candy and lip gloss. So she has like a bag of lip gloss that she carries. She has a little purse that has a stuffy in it, and it has lip gloss, and it has a picture of her sister, which I think is so cute, you know. It's so funny, like, you know, got a tween, a preteen. It was the other day, the little one was not feeling very good, and I went to check on her. I tucked her in, and when I went to check on her, the eldest had gone into and laid down with her. You know, they'd both fallen asleep. I mean, she'd gone in and laid down. I was like, man, that's cute. You know, it's very, it's stuff like that hits you in the feels. So Lindsay, thanks for the 2. Not just crampons, maxi crampons. Man, indeed. OMG, yeah. I always love your name when it comes up. Thanks for the 5. My crampon is over the roof. Indeed. And OMG Aggie, thanks for the 5. My crampon just fell on nails and glass. Ooh, got to be careful about that one. Indeed. Also, Suzanne, thanks for the 5. Jeremy said he was mad. He got loud during Depo. Can we blame him? I sure don't know. I don't. Again, I would be mad. I'd be mad at all this shit. It's consumed his life. How long has it gone on? You know, that's another instance, you know, when people talk, like, I see these haters talk about us covering, you know, and putting all of this up and discussing everything that's in it. And they're like, oh, look at how much they've done. Well, that just tells you how much it's consuming. And we're only talking about videos, and they only capture a portion of the time that's in there. So if you look at that and you think, man, there's a lot of coverage. Well, think about that in terms of somebody's life being absolutely consumed. Gotcha, son. Thank you for the membership. Gotcha. What's up, man? Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs. I appreciate you too, my friend. Also, hey, 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you. You're a member and 5 more members on top of that. Thank you. OMG Aggie too. Thanks for the 5. Tug, it was a chupacabra. Coming after that goat in your intro. Oh no, John, get away from that bucket. Floaty's money so you don't drown. Well, thank you. John, get away from that bucket. I think that's funny. And OMG Aggie, thanks for the 2. I bet you dumb Bruce will representing himself. I wonder what'll happen with that. Again, like who comes in and does it? You know, who will be seeing and all of that? We'll be seeing Stark's name again. I always keep wondering about Stark too. You know, if you missed it, by the way, there's a discussion that came up, or a post rather that came up. It was from DJ Radis, and DJ Radis said something that really stuck with me because we have not seen or heard anything from Stark, you know, besides the his name in litigation. But DJ Radis was like, "Hey, I tried to call. I was trying to help you serve me, and you never get back to me." Isn't that bizarre? Like, don't you think that's weird? I do. But anyway, this has been a good live stream. Along, man, there's 2,000 of you stayed around for super chats on this. Again, like I said, there's a lot more. There's a lot more that's new. I do, again, think that other older things come into play because, again, they're evidence in this trial. Every statement that has been made, potentially, it comes into play. You know, there are already, when you look at that deposition, you know, they keep saying that the deposition's out there to make fun of, to deride, to harass and humiliate. Really, that right there is the strongest piece of evidence you have, because that locks in specific narratives. So when you see this other stuff that goes against the narrative, you know, when you've heard Lynette say something and then in something else says something different, I think it's really telling. I think it's very telling. But anyway, I think we're at the end here. I appreciate you folks. And yeah, I get this feeling we'll be going tomorrow too. So buckle up. That one will be fascinating as well. Appreciate you. We'll see you.